sign for the parcel, please? Oh, yes, I'm sorry about that.
Hey there, DEC Climax. Just make sure the stream looks good. Well, I gotta move stuff around a little bit. Make sure it doesn't mess up my OBS. Alright, everything's moving around. See my cursor, everything is looking good. Normally stream a different game, so I gotta make sure this is all set up correctly. Hopefully the music's not too loud. I had to change my playlist setup. But otherwise, here we are. So if you weren't watching last time, this is a Minotaur fighter, Okuwaru. There couldn't be a more generic character in Crawl as far as like the most basic class combos. This has been an unusually lucky run. I've got two of the best items in the game in the form of Wormbane, arguably the best weapon in the game, and I think almost uncertainly, no, I would say certainly the best amulet in the game, which is Amulet of the Four Winds. Which kind of like reduces all of your issues when it comes to willpower and clarity. And we got really good damage output because we have this like plus slaying infusion gloves, and really good defenses because we found gold dragon scales in Snake. So we are in the second half of our S branches. We already cleared Snake, and now we're doing Shoals. I generally consider Snake the easiest of the mid-game branches, and Shoals is like probably the second hardest. I'd put Spiders the hardest, then Shoals, then Swamp, then Snake, kind of in my rough opinion, though. Buckwild, this character was... Yeah, this character's pretty insane. And the nice thing about Shoals is there's a lot of ranged weapons kind of laying on the floor. One of the main enemy types is called a Javelineer, so you get to stock up on Javelins. And I'm actually, despite worshiping Okuwaru, I'm kind of low on Javelins. The important thing about this particular area is there's lots of water, and the water, like, changes tides, so let's, like, see if it happens when I, like, throw a boomerang at the sky. See if the water moves around. Yeah, you can see the water's like coming in and going out and coming in and going out. What frequently happens is you'll be standing on solid ground, then the water will come in, you'll get stuck in the water. And the downside of being in the water is that you miss melee attacks sometimes. You can get around that by having flight. And I believe I had a flight item. I had some boots of flight. Yes, I should equip those. Let's kill these guys first. Here's a good tip. If you're going to change equipment, go to somewhere safe and then do it. We're in a safe spot. We've cleared out the lair already, so go ahead and equip these. I am losing my rampaging, but I'm gaining 1 AC and flight, and I consider flight very valuable in Shoals. So yeah, the Shoals, the name of the game in Shoals is there's a lot of guys who test your willpower, and a lot of guys who shoot at you from distances, so like you get forced into minimal movement options, usually based on line of sight or something. There's even these Manticores. One of their things is... when they shoot you, they put a status effect called Barbs on you, which makes it if you move, you take damage, further limiting your options. So it's really good to have powerful ranged options, or at least powerful distance closing options in Shoals. That's like my general, like, if you're going to Shoals, the things you should have are good AC, because otherwise Javelin characters are going to kill you, either decent will or ways to escape being mesmerized. We'll see if I can show off mesmerized at some point here. And ranged options. That's like my general rule of thumb. So, we're just going to auto-explore because I am a very strong character. Okay, so here it is. So this is one of the most dangerous things in Shoals, and I'm glad I got to show it. This isn't super dangerous on its own. Like, you know, 84 hit points, low AC, high EV, doesn't even actually do any of its own damage, really. But it has this ability called Avatar Song, which sings a powerfully haunting song. Adventurers who fail to resist will become unable to move away from the singer, and will sometimes be drawn closer involuntarily, while other creatures will become dazed outright. In addition, it may call forth drowned souls, so basically it summons a bunch of guys who attack you, and it forces you to come towards it. So it can like eat your turns up if you're on the edge of its threat radius. So I'm going to do something maybe a little inadvisable, but I think I'm strong enough to pull it off. I'm going to take off my amulet. Oh, it would take multiple turns. Let's back up a little bit, see if I can like drag this character out by itself. Okay, let's kill this Manticore. Okay, so here's the threat, right? It summons these guys. Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll just go upstairs. I will unequip my amulet. Then I'll go back downstairs. Okay, so here we are. So I'm going to let it do its thing against me. See if I can show it off. There it is. Okay, here's the mesmerization condition. This game looks like it has such deep gameplay, but it won't be popular because it isn't very presentable to normies. Yeah, that's generally it. So here's what the situation is when, you know, I've took off my plus amulet, my plus will amulet that gives me clarity and gives me resistance to this kind of ability. So I've only got 1 pip of willpower, so if I right-click this enemy, it has a 71% chance of working. There is an item in the game that I haven't had to use, but is important to know about, called Potion of Enlightenment. So if I click it now, it's irrelevant because I've already been mesmerized, but if I click this, you can see, I look at my stats, I get plus 1 pip of willpower, and if I right-click this, it went from 71% to 36%. So a common way to get around really powerful will testing abilities is to pop a Enlightenment Potion. Enlightenment Potion makes you fly and gives you, I guess the idea is like intelligence enlightenment. So it gives you willpower when you drink it and the ability to fly. A very useful potion in shoals, but it's also pretty uncommon, so you don't want to just go blowing them. So I'm in the situation now. I'm being drugged next to this avatar. I have to, the square is closing in basically every turn or every couple turns. I don't know the exact timer on it, but like this square gets closed in, and I have to move towards the merfolk. So let's say I wasted a turn like blasting this wand. I'm above this as like a point of reference. I'm above this entrance, and I keep blasting my wand on nothing. Eventually, it forces me to go down. Kind of forces you into action because you're mesmerized, and what mesmerized means you have to come closer to the target of your mesmerization. Now, again, I am so strong that I'm not really scared of this avatar, but you can imagine, for instance, those Manticore guys I've been killing, if they shoot me with their barbs, and then this avatar starts pulling me towards it, like, I'm forced to come towards it, I'm taking damage, I'm getting shot from a distance by other enemies, and I have to kill this thing fast, and it's summoning all these jerks around who just do a bunch of unresistible drowning damage. Now again, I'm very strong, so I can get away with it, but that's like a demonstration of how it would work if I didn't have a super powerful Clarity and Will Amulet. So, hopefully that's a good demonstration of like how dangerous that particular enemy is, and how dangerous it would be if there was other guys shooting me from a distance at the same time. So now we can just kind of explore shoals and beat guys up. These are turtles. They're just kind of like stat checks. They have high AC and they hit hard. Have you ever tried Morrowind? I've beaten all the Elder Scrolls games, yeah. Well, not all of them. I never played Arena, the first one. And it's been a long time since I did Daggerfall, so... Ooh, this would be a really cool place if I was casting spells, but I'm generally avoiding spellcasting for another run. It's not impossible to cast spells on a Minotaur, though with this heavy armor it'd be very unlikely. These are satyrs. They throw rocks at you. More ranged enemies. Like I said, good to have options for range if you need it. Here's Cyclops. His melee attack is actually way weaker than his thrown large rock attack. You see 54 damage. I think that's the highest damage value I've seen so far in the game. Cyclops hit very hard, but they're not actually that strong. Only 49 hit points. They're basically like an ogre, but they throw rocks. Oh no, these guys, I talked about them before, but they have an unresistible sleep mechanic. So even though I have clarity, I have to kill these guys quickly. Armor Emporium. What's my hat like? I have a really good hat, don't I? Oh, I don't have the hat at all. I was thinking of a different run. So yeah, so Minotaurs can't equip helmets, but they can equip hats. So I'm immediately going to buy this hat and see what it gives me. Plus 1 AC. That's fine. You know, it's 1 AC I didn't have before. Pretty happy to spend that money. And here's like a regular merfolk. They typically... Oh no, this is a siren. Yeah. So Siren also has a siren song, which is kind of like the mesmerization effect, but doesn't summon the guys. It's like a weaker version of the Avatar. But she carries a spear, so she can kill you by herself. I've been enchanted. Doesn't work. Hey, said no one. So, I think I've given the basic breakdown on these guys. Oh, here's Kirk. A lot of people say Kirk. This is Circe, or Kirky. Kirky is like the Greek spelling. Circe is like the Roman. This is another super dangerous enemy when it comes to testing your willpower. Though this one is not particular to shoals. This is kind of just a mid-game unique. Not doing turning. I do not play online, or I've never played online before. So this is my first time streaming Crawl to a non-Crawl literate audience. So I'm trying to kind of get them in on it. So this enemy can go invisible, which is annoying, can slow you, which is annoying, can turn you into a pig. This is the most dangerous one because you don't have any of your general combat abilities if you get turned to a pig. And they can get rid of your summons with Abjuration. I have so much willpower that they only have a 3% chance of hitting me with Porculator, so I'm just going to throw range weapons at them, at her. This is, Circe in the classic myth is a woman, but I think people think of this character as male because it looks like the name Kirk, right? So we're going to throw stuff at her and then kill her. But yeah, my willpower is so high that it's so unlikely that she'll kill me. And when you kill her, her pigs turn back into humans, just like, the classical Greek myth. Though I don't think Odysseus kills Circe. I think, oh hey, they're mad at me because I killed their lady. Jerks. Captain Kirk, right? That's like the first thing that comes to people's minds more often. Here's another enemy that you'll see a lot more in the vaults, but they also have a Confuse ability, which I'm immune to, and a Vex ability, which I'm immune to because I have the best amulet in the game. But again, this is another very dangerous will-testing enemy. They're being blocked by these piles of debris, so I have to break these to get to them. This is a satyr. He has the so you saw mesmerization from the avatar earlier. Cause fear is the exact opposite. It makes it so you can't get closer to this guy. This is one of the main reasons you need ranged options, because you can't get close to this guy until you break line of sight or something to break his fear. But using consumables to break line of sight is pretty awkward, because you might run into like 20 of these guys in one particular shoals. Does this have a main quest? Yes, the main quest is to get down to the bottom of the dungeon and retrieve the Orb of Zot, a completely pointless MacGuffin. It has no actual mechanical value within the game, aside from summoning a bunch of super powerful demons to kill you. But the idea is you go all the way down to the bottom of the dungeon to get the orb, then you go all the way back up to the top for where you started, and you escape with the magical orb. What's good, Darth Derek? Good to see you. So yeah, these guys are dangerous because they can sleep you, and they can cause you to like not be able to move closer to them, and they shoot you from a distance frequently. And they have this battle cry ability which buffs nearby allies. But I can kill them. Yeah, they usually like you see he has a longbow as well as that club use. These are sky sharks. I think I saw them in lair, but if they bite you and you're a character who has blood, they can go berserk and they can go might. Previously, I busted out consumables to kill that guy, but I've gotten a lot stronger. So dangerous enemies don't always stay dangerous. These are water elementals. Water elementals can like engulf you, causing you to like not be able to move or cast spells. So kind of dangerous if you're a spellcaster. Ooh, I have a dashery. This is a nice little vault. +1 hat, +2 cloak. My current cloak is way better. +8 dex is way better. +1 hat. +2 hat. Hey, that's one more AC. I'll take it. Give me that AC. Oh, this is actually a nice little piece of gear. +2 barding and fire resistance, but that's only for characters who have 4 legs. So like the Armatar, which is like a weird centaur, would love this. There's also like a magical transformation that turns you into a sphinx, which lets you equip bardings, but obviously I have 2 legs as a minotaur, so I don't need it. This is a nice little vault. Probably gonna be more stuff hiding in these little corners behind these pieces of debris. Yeah, here's a book situation. Oh, hey, this is a pretty strong enemy for this point in the game. So this is a frost giant. They hit very hard, and they have a very high like bonus to damage with their freezing, and they have a bolt of cold which does 3d25 damage. You can imagine that does roughly 36 damage per cast on average, but if you're unlucky, it can do 75 damage. I have 3 points of resist cold, so I take 20% damage from this guy when it comes to the ice, so I'm not that worried about him, and I have like crazy AC, so again, I'm pretty strong for this point in the game, so I'm not worried about the guy. But if you were a frailer character, this would be a very dangerous thing to see right now. You might like want to throw maybe a Curare dart at this guy, which would slow him down and let you kill him more easily. So here's a bookshop, and I'm not doing any magic this run. That'll be the next run will be a magic user for sure. All right, you've seen all these enemies before, so we're just moving around. Sky Shark. Oh, this guy's got a little purple outline. That's because he has a distortion weapon. Okay, so this guy's a quarterstaff of distortion. If he hits me with that, there's a non-trivial chance I get sent to the abyss. And while I'm probably strong enough to survive the abyss, I don't want to go to the abyss right now. So we're gonna throw javelins at this jerk, so I don't get hit with his club or his quarterstaff. You can throw javelins through other targets, so these plants would be in the way of my boomerangs, but they're not in the way of my javelins. That's one of the things. Javelins are arguably the most powerful option you have on a melee character. Here's a pretty cool orb. It gives you resist poison and bonuses to your summoning, and reduces enemy willpower. But I am not a caster, so not relevant for me. Here's a pretty expansive vault. Lots of nice loot in here. There's a jellyfish. You'll see them in slime and vaults. They can paralyze you, but I'm immune to paralyze right now, I believe. And they can blink next to you. Well, they can poison you, and the poison has a chance to paralyze you or something, but I have resist poison armor on. Gold dragon scales. Arguably the best armor in the game, because it can be super high AC and gives you 3 resistances to poison, fire, and cold. Here's another shoal-specific enemy, Merfolk Aquamancer. They can kind of do it's like non-elemental damage spells, so Primal Wave just kind of does force damage or whatever. They can throw ice, they can shoot steam at you, and they can blink around, so you want to kill them pretty quickly because they can blink and it's annoying. Alright, so I am surrounded because I have not been paying attention. I couldn't see these water elementals. So an interesting thing you can do here is, I don't have a blink scroll, but I have a fear scroll, so I can maybe get some guys away. So the easy way to get out of the situation would just be blink away and then buff up, because I can kill these guys in a one-on-one situation. I can't use my... oh, I can't do that because I'm engulfed, so who's constraining me? It's the jellyfish. Oh, I might have actually thrown this run away because I was too busy talking. I'm dead. Oh my goodness. Oh god. I was too busy talking and I just pressed tab. Oh, this is okay. This is the classic crawl experience of just pressing the tab button into a lethal situation. So what are my options here? This guy can't be feared, right? Oh, I can't use scrolls because I'm not breathing. I was too busy talking. Pressing the tab button because I was well, you know, this is the crawl experience. Playing poorly will get you killed. Maybe I'll play better now that I won't have all these things that may be too powerful. I don't think I can get out of this. I don't think there's a option here because I can't use scrolls, can't use potions. I've lost my... Oh, I lost my mana, so I can't duel. So duel would be a potential way to get out of this, but I was using this infused weapon, which drained my mana. That's a downside. So... Yeah, I died. Okay, so I should have done that earlier. I should have used my invocables, but... Hey, guys! That's Crawl. I'm not a great player. I'm a literate player. So we're gonna do this... And we're gonna do this much faster this time. Don't get mad about dying in Crawl. It's going to happen to you a lot. So I'm going to do this a lot faster this time because we've already seen the early game. We're going to tab through. Oh, hey, that's a good piece of armor that I just kind of glossed over. This is a early poison resistance. Happy to have that. Don't need my scale mail. This is one of the dangerous enemies in the early game, a Null, but Minotaurs are pretty strong. Got some Might Potions. And hey, if anyone didn't see the first stream, well, now you get to see the early game again. I'm going to go through my basic heuristics. I can't believe I died in Shoals, dude. I almost never die in Shoals. I was just not paying attention. That is a character who should win 100% of the time, but I just was literally trying to talk and play at the same time. And that's harder than it looks. I have a lot of respect for people who stream this game and just kind of play through without like their ability to play suffering, because clearly mine does. Because the second I saw like all those enemies who could entrap me and do automatic damage that bypasses my AC, I should have just moved. I should have backed up. Heck, last time I played, I was backing up constantly, even though I was super strong. And I didn't back up like I should have. The smartest thing in this game is to back up when the situation looks even slightly dangerous, but I just pressed the tab button. Okay, so I did this last time where I ran into Sigmund. I'm not fighting Sigmund. Sigmund can confuse me and instantly kill me. So we're going to try a different staircase. We know Sigmund's in this area to the left here, so we can like search the rest of this floor, but I might just, you know, skip part of this floor so I don't have to fight Sigmund. Let this guy come to me. I don't want to make too much noise near Sigmund. Make sure I'm not missing any throwing items. Nope. Alright. So this guy's kind of dangerous because he's putting me to sleep, so we're going to pull him away from any area that I haven't discovered already, and I can fight him. So he put me to sleep, almost killed me. Dangerous in that sense. It might have been reasonable to ignore that guy and go downstairs too, but Minotaurs are pretty strong. Alright, so Sigmund's right off screen here, so I'm going to kind of pull these guys to the right here. Get this scroll, because that looks nice. Ooh, Orc Wizard can also confuse me at a 53% success rate. While also invisible. So I'm actually going to pop... I have a lot of Might Potions now. I'm going to pop my potions so I can clear these orcs out pretty quickly. Hopefully kill this orc fast. It's not going well. Alright, there we go. I killed him. And there's Sigmund. So I'm going to move off screen. Hopefully this loops back around. Nope, but I can heal up. While Crazy Yuf's looking at me. So I don't want to fight Crazy Yuf because he has a Chaos Weapon that can like do lots of nasty stuff. It's just not... It's a risk that I don't need to take. Alright, so is Sigmund still in that hallway? No, he probably moved up. Alright, so he didn't see me there because the question mark. Now he has seen me, so I'm going to run away and go up these stairs. Oh, he's confused me. But I can still go upstairs. Cool. Alright. So these are the stairs I went by earlier. So we're going to ignore the rest of this floor because it's kind of hard to get by Sigmund and go to the next floor because Sigmund is that dangerous. The confusion is that strong. This protection's interesting. It's good to have a weapon that you can fight Hydras with, so I'm going to carry that. You don't want to use a slash weapon like an axe against Hydras, so this is a good backup. Alright, so if I was playing a regular run, where I wasn't, like, trying to do the late game Okwara thing, Wujian Cancel would almost certainly be my choice. This is arguably the strongest melee god in the game, but we're going to go back to Okwaru. Ooh, that's a bear. Bears are very strong at this point in the game, so I'm going to throw some poison darts at it. If I hit enough of these, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop one of my potions of strength and just try to kill this guy quickly, because that's a good bit of XP for this early in the game. And I don't want to have to dive another floor. Another bear. Okay, well, this is what Potions of Might are for, and you run into strong enemies early in the game as a warrior. If you have these Potions of Might, use them. Kill this dangerous enemy fast. Don't make my earlier mistake of just assuming a threat's easy enough to kill. It's not. I'm going to manually move around. A lot of gods on this floor. Maybe I'll find Okwara early. This looks like a... Ooh, this is a Hep shrine. Alright, so that's an Orc Priest. I'm going to try to break line of sight. Go up the stairs. And then fight these guys with the Orc Priest not smiting me. Okay. Go up the stairs, fight this Orc Priest. I might have to go Biog. Hold on. Alright, so this Orc Priest is now on my side. I use this this Wand of Charming. Nice little thing you can use early in the game. Even later in the game if you have enough evocation. Turn this Orc Priest on my side, so now he's not smiting me, and I can go down this corridor and fight these guys one at a time. There we go. Great little early game pickup. I want to clear a floor before I start using my scrolls, so I don't want to use my scrolls on floor 2, because Sigmund's down there, and I might teleport next to him, and that's bad. But I want to clear floor 4 before I start randomly hitting scrolls and finding out what I've got. Hey, Forbirth! I died! I died immediately. Too busy talking. But I'm going to play a lot faster this time, because I don't need to explain nearly as much. Alright, so I've cleared this floor, so now you want to check your scrolls, because it's good to know you have 3 of the scroll, than not know you have... It's good to know you have 2 of the scroll, than not know you have 3 of it. So I've got this Identify scroll, so I'm going to start identifying the ones I don't have multiple stacks of. Awesome. And so this one I have multiple stacks of, so I'll click it and see what I get. Nice piece of enchant armor. I'll go up and enchant this Poison armor. Oh no, Rip, yeah, that was like a really powerful character. But, you know, that happens. Scroll of enchant weapon, and a scroll teleport. Okay, so now I know I have a teleport scroll, this is good. It's arguable I should use this brand weapon on my current axe. And I'm going to, because if I'm going to go Okwara, and eventually Okwaru is probably going to give me a better weapon. So I don't need to, like, be really precious with my weapon. And a Vampiric Axe is really strong in the early game, so I'm happy I've got it. Alright, so I've identified a lot of my gear. Here's a snake. Snakes are dangerous. They can poison you, but I resist poison. Ooh, that is a ogre. Can I charm you? 49%? Because if I can charm him and get the scorpion to poison him... I'm gonna go up these stairs. Alright, so you can press... When you've got someone charmed, and they, like, do your bidding, you can press T and tell it to, guard the area, or retreat, maybe. Retreat to here. And then run away from them. So now I'm gonna fight this guy at a distance where I can throw darts at him. Get some free poison on this guy. Don't even throwing weapons. So now we'll try to fight him. I've got a Vampiric Axe, which is pretty good against ogres, because ogres like attack really hard and slow. So I'll do a lot of damage at first, and then I'll hit him and get some hit points back. Let that orc come to me. Hey, he's got boomerangs. I want those boomerangs. Yeah, give me those boomerangs. Ooh, and armor of willpower. I'm going to hold on to that. I generally value resist poison early because of scorpions and adders more than I value willpower, but I probably will change that willpower if I find resist poison on any other piece of gear. Really nice piece of armor. Uzkia, another great melee god, but not for this particular run. So here's one of the most dangerous enemies in the game, a Gnoll with a halberd. Not only is it dangerous on its own right because it attacks fast and hits very hard, but it's dangerous because it usually has other Gnolls nearby. So I poisoned him, I'm gonna hit him. Let's see if I can... What's your resistance to this? 49%, so maybe if I pop it twice, I'll charm him. There we go, so he can fight his buddy here. Now I can fight this guy by himself without getting... There we go, he kills all of his friends. So I'm going to attack this guy for free before his charm drops and kill him. There we go, perfect. So to do that, you have to press control and then like the movement button, because you can't attack a guy who's an ally typically, it lets you move through them. If you press control, it'll let you attack an ally like that. You cannot do that once you start worshipping Okawaru, by the way. So because I'm going to worship Okawaru, I won't be able to use the Wand of Charming later in the game, which is kind of why I'm just firing it off in situations early now, because it won't be better later. Dark Derek earlier, I was playing Yummy Spiral in an event and it landed on Magical Scientist Square. That's pretty funny. You just summon Sandwich or something. There's Ijib. This guy always has a wand, which is sometimes super dangerous. This is just a throw flame wand. So I'm going to pull this guy around the corner so he doesn't keep blasting me with throw flames, but I can beat him in a straight up fight. There we go. And now I get a throw flame wand. Pretty nasty. So we're trying to get my axes up to below 1.0 delay so I know I'm not... What's one of those use commands and shortcuts? Okay, so the most used command is almost certainly the O button, which is Auto Explore. You press O, it searches around. The next most used one is Tab. So Tab is like the auto attack. Like if you press Tab, it's going to attack the nearby enemy. And I think that has like some logic to attack the most damaged enemy. So you kill people first. And like has a basic threat assessment. So like if you right click an enemy, it'll have a threat level. I think it tends to target lower health and then high threat enemies. Those are the most common. The next most common is Shift 5 percentage to get your stat list. This is how you know your resists and your gold and your AC and all that jazz and all your gear. The next most common one is like maybe Shift A, which shows you your mutations. This comes up in late game when you get mutated a lot. What else do I use a lot of? Pressing the spacebar skips a turn, or if you press the 5, so when I move around manually, I use the numpad. So 7 is northwest, 9 is northeast, 8 is up, 5 is waiting a turn. Waiting a turn is important because it lets enemy come to you. So you can also press S or 5. It's usually S though, because if you press 5 and there's an enemy, it will say, hey, there's an enemy. That's not a good choice. So press S to let enemies come toward you. The retreat button is very important. When you see dangerous enemies, I'm retreating. The retreat button is whatever direction is away from the enemy. That's a very common one. So I'm going to pull this orc away from Doan and Duvessa. When you fight Doan and Duvessa, this is a really important heuristic, because they are very common enemies in the early game. See if I can get them back in here. You want to kill Duvessa first. Here we go. You want to get him exactly like this in a corridor where you kill Duvessa first. Because if you kill Duvessa, Doan hastes himself. But Doan can already haste himself. But if you kill Doan first, Duvessa berserks herself. That's super dangerous. We're going to might up. Because that imp just showed up and this is going to be a little more dangerous than it was before. Okay, we've got our axes up. We're going to get our fighting up now so we get more hit points and more damage. Probably gonna get fighting up to like level 10 because I don't have good armor yet, and it's probably like the best thing I can level up for now. It increases my damage, increases my hit points. That's the most important thing. Hey, boots! That's free AC. Give me those boots. Let the scorpion come to me. Pressing the spacebar also clears like sometimes your log will get filled up. And like you have to press your spacebar to like let it continue to fill up the log as things happen. That's a really common button. What's another important one? Oh, M. When you press M, it brings up your skills. That comes up all the time. And the important thing on M is you can press the equal button to set a skill target. So I press equal, I press A, then I can type in a number, and it lets me set that skill target. So the game won't go over that amount of skill points dedicated to this skill. If you press Shift M, that brings up your spell list. So it's M and Shift M are very common for that reason. But I'm not doing spells this run. If you press Shift A, or sorry, you press regular A, it'll give you your abilities, but I don't have any abilities yet. It'll matter when I have a god, but A gives you non-spell-based abilities. So god abilities, evoke abilities. Okay, and you saw that little delay when I came into the room. You hear the psalm chanting of funerary rites. There's an necropolis on this floor. So I'd like to find that necropolis if I can. So I'm not going to auto-explore, because auto-explore is inefficient when it comes to clearing map and moving in a direction. A lot of undead here, maybe. Can't get a vampiric healing off an undead. I didn't mention it earlier, but it's kind of self-explanatory. Vampiric brand heals you for a portion of the damage you dealt sometimes. So it's really good for like extended fights. Against non-construct, non-undead, against living enemies, basically, because you can suck their blood. Okay, so so you can kind of triangulate where these time-sensitive vaults are, these time-sensitive branches. So it says I'm nearby, so I've probably moved in the right direction, so I'm going to keep looking around here. But if it comes up again and it says I'm not nearby anymore, then I know I've gone the wrong direction. Very nearby, so probably either straight to the right or straight down. Alright, so I'm going to go down then. There it is, yeah. It's like the weird looking tiles also is a giveaway when you see them. So I don't like necropolises very much. They're usually way too dangerous for the amount of gear you get, but we can look around. Oh, another important one, Control F to look for items. And the most important Control F command is pressing Control F period. You press enter and it shows you everything on the current floor. So on this current floor is a lot of doors, teleportation scroll, some gold, berserk potion could be useful. Some identify scrolls, a talisman shapeshifting, an artifact talisman which I'm never going to use, a lot of gold, which could be useful, and a potion of might. So what you can do is kind of look around. Oh, here's an important one. If you press Shift X, it'll give you like a kind of a, it lets you like get a view of the map where if you move your cursor around, it doesn't move your character, right? So this lets you kind of like move around and look without moving. And if you press the E button on a particular square, it makes it so that you don't auto-explore and go through those squares. And you can press it again, so like it'll just mark off this particular object. And if you press it again, it'll remove it. That's a very important one to know. That's going to come up a lot more in my spellcaster run. Alright, so can I win this fight? I could probably win that fight if I wanted to, but is it worth it? So this guy's got 79 hit points, and he hits harder than I do, more or less. 8 damage plus 20 elect. Potential, it's like up to 28 damage per hit, and I only do 19 damage per hit. So this guy's stronger than me, and I can't vampiric off of him. This guy's got a +6 Great Mace, so he can kill me in 2 hits. I'm definitely not going in there. This vault has... Where's the player NPC? Oh, here he is. Motor Rollers, 71's Ghost, 50 hit points, 24 damage. I could probably beat this guy if I buffed up. But he's got really high AC because he's a gargoyle. Probably don't want to fight there. This is a Wrath Vault. These Moths of Wrath you can't get to, and they'll berserk you. And this guy, 58 hit points, 14 damage. I could probably beat this guy if I buffed up too. But I don't think I want to risk any of these, because like if I go into here and this Moth of Wrath like berserks this guy or berserks me while I'm fighting this, and then I lose berserk when I start fighting this guy, I'll probably lose. So I'm just gonna not. I don't need anything in here. Nothing in here is like a critical item. If there was like a really cool artifact axe, I might like blow my last might potion on it. But there isn't. And this is typically what happens with me in Necropolises. I go in, I go, I can't take this, and I leave. Probably my least used time-sensitive vault. Okay, this is a really good one. So here's a potion shop, and you can identify items by just buying them. So I definitely want to know what my curing potion is, and I want to know what my healing potion is more than anything. So I'm going to buy those. Next, I'd like to buy a haste potion, but we'll see when we get there. Alright, so this is interesting. So this guy's got a little purple thing around him. He's got Cure Our Darts. Cure Our Darts are super valuable. Lost those because they were in a room and I didn't realize there'd be a second enemy. Yeah, those rooms are very, very dangerous. Alright, so I need to kill that orc. Okay, killed him pretty quick. So definitely go pick up this Curare. This is a super powerful poison. Really good against strong enemies. Ooh, I haven't seen this guy before. A Clockroach. Sandblast. So Sandblast is a... We'll get very familiar with Sandblast on my next run. Next winning run. So this doesn't seem that dangerous otherwise. Common Dungeon Pest. Okay, it just seems like he shoots Sandblast at you. You gotta kind of close it to kill him quickly. Desk Himwar. This is another enemy I haven't seen before. Diminish spells. Irresistibly weakens the power of an enemy spell. Okay, that's good to know. It does 8 damage, but not relevant to me. I'm not a spellcaster. Ooh, plate armor. Plate armor would be cool if I didn't already have resist poison armor with a +2 on it. If you see if I equip that, it would my AC would go up, but my EV would suffer because I haven't put any armor skill in, so not worth it. If I had resist poison. If I had resist poison, I'd equip this willpower armor, so definitely not worried about that regular plate. Alright, so there we go. Well, I'm gonna have to worry more about willpower stuff in this run, so that's good to know. Ooh, here's these whites. They always come in groups like this. Just want to fight these guys one at a time if I can help it, so... I do not want to go back down that staircase again, because then there'll be 4 whites on me at the same time, and I probably can't win that fight. So I'll go down a different staircase. I'll move up in that direction, more or less, if I can help it. So I can fight those guys and one-on-one them in like a corridor. Be a little careful with the Alex Explore here, because I don't want to Explore into those whites. Another potion shop. I can find my Enlightenment potions, that's pretty good to know. A lot of places to spend gold here. Oh, there's Moccasin. Drag them away. Another poison-based enemy, but I got poison resist. Alright, my fighting's all good to go. So we're gonna get some armor and dodging. These are kind of like incidentally equivalent. You have a better proficiency with armor. I got a +2 with it, but I got mediocre armor right now, so it's not super important. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get them both up to like 8-ish. Not really that into either of them. If I had a bigger shield, I'll start trading shield too. Equal H8. There we go. Let that scorpion come to me. Fight him. I think I can auto-explore. Oh, hey, here we go. So we got Orbs of Entropy this game, which is really annoying because they drop a bunch of annoying effects on you. Here's a Kawaru. Same as before. And then once I get my current skills up, I'm probably going to get a little invocation. Alright, so these are guys, and these guys shoot water or shoot electricity at you from the water, but if you blast them with fire, I did this in my last run, but it's a really easy way to take care of these guys is just shoot them with this these wands of fire. Alright, I can't use this wand of charming anymore because I'm with Akawaru, so alright, so there's 2 enemies back up to a corridor. This guy like dooms you, which is super annoying. 14 doom. Okay, I killed him to where I got doomed too much. Alright, back into the corridor because 2 more enemies saw me. Oop. Equip. Equip. Yeah, with whites, it's good to know that they always come in groups. And don't charge into them, let them come to you so you don't like run into a whole bunch of new enemies. Another Doom enemy. Doom is this thing in the top right. Some enemies inflict Doom, like that guy I just killed. And if it gets up to 100, you get like a really bad negative stats effect, or potentially really bad. Some of them aren't so bad. Ooh, 3 Orc Priest is super dangerous. I'm going to close this door, turn the corner, close the door again. Okay. Trying to kill him quickly now. Alright, there we go. 3 Orc Priest is kind of dangerous because they can just kind of blast you with spikes if you get unlucky. Alright, so I said let the whites come to you, but if I charge this guy, I get to fight him in the corridor by himself, so this is the ideal situation there. And there's the other guys. Alright, so let's go down this corridor. This is an awkward situation because this white has a polearm, so he's also hitting me because he can hit me from another tile, but you just gotta live with that sometimes. If you don't think you win that fight with one guy hitting you with a polearm as well, then you just run away. Sometimes you can just run away. Though that would have been difficult with that frog there, because he's faster than me. Alright, kill this monkey. That's just how the monkey, they make a lot of noise. Attract other enemies, but aren't super dangerous by themselves. Alright, 38% Doom, worth knowing. If I see another druid, I might just walk away. Let's make sure I haven't missed any cloaks. Haven't missed any hats. Haven't missed any glove. Haven't missed any boots. Have not missed any shields. Haven't missed any branded weapons that are relevant. Nope. I got everything I care about. Cool. I'm probably strong enough to kill Sigmund now. Let's go kill him. Well, he's still worth decent XP. My willpower isn't actually much better, but I've got so much more defenses, I can probably just kill him. Yeah, see, he's not even red anymore. Yeah, just run right over him. And I think I can kill Yuf pretty fast to get a cloak. So Yuf always has a cloak. Ooh, he has a cloak of resist corrosion. Nifty. Glad I killed him. So yeah, just want to come back here because 2 enemies, so I can almost certainly kill this one because I'm way stronger. Oh, here's Robin. Robin always has a helmet, which isn't great for me as a Minotaur, but I'm super strong, so I can kill Robin pretty easily. Oh man, helmet of sniping. That's actually pretty nifty on a throwing character. Alright, so now I cleared out that floor. There's the fun thing people do, because Yuf will just, if you're trying to win the game and you haven't killed Yuf yet, you come back and free Yuf and then take him out the door with you. I've only done that once, but it is a fun thing to do. But I wanted his cloak, so here we are. On the right side, this is going to be a much more realistic run without like the super gear I found. Oh, there's a javelin. Always take javelins. I've got heroism on mine, so I want to get some points in invocation. So we can go ahead and turn off these. Get my invocation up to like 8. He'll even say, "You came back for me." Yeah. That the developers were aware of the joke. +6 flail of electricity. That's pretty strong. That's pretty strong. I can get that online pretty quickly too. Let's get flails up to 14 and just equip that. +6 with a positive damage brand is really strong. Currently it's a little worse than my axe, but it's going to go up super fast. Like, it's technically not at the 0.9 delay, but I can get this to the mid delay very fast. Amulet of Faith is awesome. So Amulet of Faith is going to supercharge my Okawaru Faith. But if you take it off, they get mad at you. So I'm going to use it to get up to my my Okawaru gifts, my level 6 Piety Okawaru gifts super fast, and I'm probably going to change it out for something else. Alright, so there's a bunch of jerks. They run fast because this guy makes them run faster, but I'm a lot stronger now, so I can just kind of fight them. It is arguable that Vampiric is a better brand at this point in the game than Electricity, especially on a slower attacking weapon, which is why I'm trying to get up to mid-delay now. But, ooh, I want to fight these guys. If there's a second one, I don't want to fight them. Okay, yeah. So those guys, like, if you fight multiple of them, they'll stack up and get super dangerous. So you want to kind of fight them one-on-one if you can. It's like, seems like a vault. Oh, hey! Manual of Fighting. Ooh, geez. That is a really obnoxious enemy. So this is a Boulder Beetle. They can hit me for maximum 54 damage, which is a lot. So I'm going to try to Curari this guy. I missed. Very bad. So I pick up this fighting manual, then I'm going to teleport, because this guy is super dangerous. Yeah, there we go. I really want that fighting manual, because that's a bunch of free XP in my fighting. But I don't want to fight that guy without poisoning him. I want my Curari dart back. That sucks. I don't have any... Oh, I should identify my scrolls. I forgot to do that again. Scroll of Torment's good to know. I'm going to go upstairs. I'll fight these guys in this corridor first, but I'm going to go upstairs and identify my multi-stack. Because if I find a potion, a scroll of poison, and these doesn't matter, that doesn't matter. Okay, didn't find a scroll of poison. I go ahead and drop this. Never going to use that. Probably never going to use a scroll of vulnerability. Well, I can get a paralyzed one. We'll hold on to it then. I'd like to get my Curari dart back. But this guy's almost certainly still in this vault because it's so windy. Yeah, there he is still. I really want my Curari dart. But I can't beat him without my Curari dart. I could pop Heroism maybe and beat him. I'm going to clear the floor. Maybe I can find Finesse. Get my Finesse up because I've got this Electric Amulet. This guy can, like, leads Rapid Deconstruction use, so, like, stand away from walls against these guys. It's a spell that blasts the wall and does damage. Alright, so if I auto-explore, I'm going to run right back into that Boulder Beetle, so... Let's not auto-explore and clear this floor otherwise. This is also why I don't play online, because I like to click when I'm quick exploring, but without auto-explore like this. Alright, so I want that Curari dart. I'm going to wait till I get Finesse online, then I'm going to go back for it. That's what I'm going to do. Here's a knoll. Bunch of knolls. Back up to a corridor. I do have pole arms, so I have to, like, get stabbed twice per turn, but it's fine. Alright, so auto-explore. I didn't mention it, but Electricity is like a brand that does a flat amount of damage. So it's better with faster attacking weapons, but it's still good. Even if you don't have a super fast attacking weapon, like, it's still pretty strong. So this is a Kobold Demonologist, so they'll typically summon, like, demons. If I can get him down this corridor, I can maybe fight him without fighting too many demons. There we go. Same with this guy. Oh, God, there's this guy who does Please Rapid Deconstruction. Okay, so we're going to pop Immolation. Oh, fuck. He summoned a guy behind me. Well, I can take one Immolation Explosion. There we go. Now they all blow up. One guy blows up on me. I back up and heal. That's a good way to clear a bunch of enemies. It puts an effect on them that when they take damage, they burst into a cloud of flames, and when they die, they explode, which damages the enemies next to them, which bursts them into a cloud of flames, making them explode. You get the idea. So that guy's got Curare, so if I kill him, I get my Curare back. Okay, cool. Not that desperate for that Curare I lost now. Kobold nearby. Make sure I didn't miss anything on this floor that was in that pile. Nope, nothing important. Alright, cool. So my invocations is... Got my heroism good, but I'm going to get finesse very soon, which I need to keep leveling it. Here's a Gozag altar. This is like a common thing you'll see. Well, not common, but like you'll see it every now and then, is a Gozag's Platinum Reserve. There'd be like items that cost 5,000 gold in here. Yeah, look at this crap. So expensive. But some of this is really good. This is like a super strong amulet. Faith, Rampage, Resist Click, Resist Cold 2. If I get 8,000 gold, if I get 7,000 gold, I'll buy that for sure. This is an Infusion, Resist Corrosion, Dex Gloves. That's pretty good. A -5 strength's probably not worth the 3 slang, but 3 resist negative MP5 is pretty cool ring. Just lots of artifact items that are super expensive. A +5 Whip Distortion isn't even bad. There's a couple items I would, if I had infinite money, I would get here, but I don't have infinite money, and I'm probably never going to be able to afford those. Unless something crazy happens. Like, I get, like, several acquirement scrolls, but none of them are worthwhile, so I just take gold. Alright, so here's a bunch of Gaks. You want to fight these in a corridor, as per usual. Clear this out. I haven't found a new switch fire poison so I can equip my thing. Yeah, not that I can equip. Also a good ring, evasion 5, resist poison flying. That's a solid ring. Alright, so there's some whites. Let them come to me. Fight them in the corridor. Yep. Oh. I can't poison that guy, but I'll throw a boomerang at him. Bring him to me. There we go. Oh, that's another one I commonly use, especially on a throwing character. You press Shift Q, you can change what your automatic. So if you press the F button, it lets you fire something, whatever's in your throw option over here, and you can change it by pressing Shift Q. So I can go back to my poison darts here. See, throw a dart. Alright, make sure I haven't missed anything on this floor. Plus Fly Flail is pretty nasty, but I've got a +6 right now. There's all the stuff in the shop. Okay, so we can go ahead and identify this. This is the scroll I would have used against the beetle, but I found another Curare, so I'm not super desperate for it. I might as well save my poison scroll. Alright, so here's... Throw poison at this guy. I'll throw a boomerang. I'm going to press Heroism here and throw some boomerangs. Try to kill this guy before he summons. Alright, we're going upstairs. Fight these guys. Heal up. Go downstairs. Let this guy come next to me. Go upstairs. Fight this guy one-on-one. Go downstairs. This is super common in Crawl. Just going up and downstairs. Fighting guys one-on-one. What a polymorph is good to know. There's a particular few enemies, so... Again, this guy you don't want to stay next to a wall when you're fighting, so back up a little bit. Don't get next to the wall. Poison the bear. So here's the interest of the lair. There's a knoll, so there's probably going to be more knolls nearby. So you can kind of get to here, which is like a mini corridor. And the Yaks typically are too dumb to go around, so you can... There's a bear, back up, there's some poison at him. +1 cloak. Chances are 1 AC is going to be more valuable than Resist Corrosion for now, but... Actually, what I should be doing here is using my enchant armor scrolls on a good piece of gear, so that's what I'm going to do. Whoop, and then go ahead and drop this cloak, don't need it. Alright, so this is a guy who can confuse me. Pretty decent chance of it too, but I do have a healing potion, so I can kind of snap out of it if I need to, but I think I can kill this guy pretty quick. I have a really strong weapon, so I can like kill him very quickly. Alright, so I've got finesse up to 10%. I think you kind of wanted to do it like this. These guys come to me. Stab through. And Auto Explorer. That's gonna come to me. When you kill simulacrums, they get these little freezing vapors behind, so don't run right into it. I can actually get that guy to kind of walk into the fire, yeah, and kill himself. Very funny. Interesting little fire vault here. Is there something like in the middle of it? Yeah, a book, but I don't care about books. If you had Apportation, which I do, I could grab it, but I don't care. Get this poison dart back. Throw poison at him. Back up so I can throw at him. Where are you at? Come back here, bear. Okay, there you are. Boots of Stealth, I might as well equip them. They're better than my non-stealth boots. Alright, another jerk. I'm gonna Heroism, because this guy's pretty strong. Around this corner. So I know where he's at, and then fight him. There we go. Now, this enemy is usually pretty annoying, but I've got resist poison, so not nearly as annoying as normal. Water Warping's good to know. This is a pretty cool wand I didn't have last game, which is it teleports guys who you hit it with it, and it kind of hits in a 3x3 square. Alright, I got some things I can identify. Let's pop this. It's a silent scroll. It's good to know. And get my last scroll. Okay, I found my scroll blinking. Awesome. I'm very close to getting my God Gift, too. That's pretty sick. Ooh, okay, this is gonna be a one where we're going up and down the stairs a lot. Plugging a Heroism here. Bring these guys into a little corridor where they don't fight me one-on-one. Heal up a little bit. They've poisoned me. Do I have Tilly? I have Tilly. I'm gonna Tilly here. Just too many guys to fight at the same time. But I gotta clear that entrance anyhow. You have to clear layer eventually, so. Let's get Heroism back up. Throw some boomerangs. Yeah, and I can fight these guys pseudo one-on-one. It's way less dangerous. Yeah, that's one of the most interesting things in the game is coming down to an entrance where there's only one staircase up and down, so you can't like go down a different floor or go down a different staircase. So I have to clear this out, so I kind of have to bring those guys up with me like that. Alright, got these potions I can now identify. Awesome. Back up. Scarf of Harm. Not useless, but probably not better than just having AC and a resist like I do now. These guys inflict Doom. Yep, half my Doom already up, so if I see another one, I gotta be really careful. Gotta kill it quickly. But Doom's in the top right corner, if you can see 58% from that one guy. Alright, there's a lot of guys here, so we're gonna back up into this corridor. Throw a dart at one guy, hopefully he kind of comes almost by himself. Blink Fog's annoying because they blink around, obviously. But in a corridor, you know, you can only maximally fight two at once, so... Definitely gonna hero up here. Don't be afraid to use your buffs. Like, you know, I forgot to use my buffs in that last run, which is literally why I died. If I had Finesse and Heroism up, I would have killed those guys super fast. It's a little annoying with Okawara because when you use your buffs, you delay how fast you get your gifts, but oh well. Better than dying, right? As you saw, I just threw away a super powerful run. Alright, bunch of yaks, get in the corridor. Okawara gave me some javelins, thanks Oka. I wonder if the name is like Okawaru because they're the god of war. I've always said Okawaru because that just seemed natural. Oh, it's definitely OKA War for you. Because his name's OKA War, you. Yeah. There's probably other jokes with the gods that I'm not aware of, but some of them are straightforward, like Ignis is the god of fire, who burns out fast. Ooh, that is a dangerous raven that can doom me. I must kill him quickly, so I use finesse. This is a guy who can turn me to stone. He did turn me to stone, but I'm only fighting one enemy right now, so I can probably survive it. Yeah. Great time to use finesse there. Great use of the terrain on my part. I think I handled that pretty well. Yep. Get this guy to come to me instead of charging. This looks like a little mini shoals thing with all the water here and the flowers. Might have some like merfolk or something pop up. Might just be like a nature thing. It's a dungeon feature, clearly. Require give me some curare, thank you. So my finesse is at 1, so we're good there. Almost at Mendeley on my maces. Likes my axe skill. Oh, there's a Hydra. I'm a little hurt, so I don't want to fight him right now, but I could probably take that Hydra if I buff up. So I'm going to go down a different staircase. If you haven't seen this one, let's see what's around it. Nothing. Sweet. Alright, this is a nice safe staircase. Yeah, I could probably take on that Hydra if I like buff up first. But I was hurt. Alright, so there we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get my armor up to 8. So it's not an odd number anymore, because that bothers me. I get my dodging up to 6. For the same reason. And then we'll probably put more points into throwing, because it's very cheap, and I am getting throwing weapons from Oakwar super fast, so it's good to have them on mine. Get in this little corridor here. As a matter of fact, I can just go ahead and put that on. Get this up to, what's base delay for boomerangs? 12? We'll get you up to 8 first, and then we'll train a little more fighting, because it's super cheap.
Whenever I buy a cider, I get side-eye. It's like I'm not one of the guys. They think since my drink came from Matry, my dick shrinks. I'm a femi-delicate lady. Why? I like my pint of my fruity. Don't require tights and...
Polar Bear's just a stronger version of a black bear. Same gimmick. Just hits harder and has more hit points. Oh, a net. Good to have a net. Electric eel. You can shoot through the plants, which is very annoying, but I can get them now. With the fire. There we go. Alright, there's the Hydra. I'm going to buff up. Throw some boomerangs at him. Kill him before he ever gets to me. Yeah, there we go. A little expensive piety-wise, but, you know, be safe. There's a resist negative armor. Probably not worth ever changing out, because... Oop. I got it marked. That's fine. Marked lets a lot of enemies come towards you. It makes them come towards you. But I've cleared out most of the floor, so there's no one to come toward me. Alright, so only 1 hour in, we've already cleared most of Lair. It's good to know. Much faster pace than last time. There's a lot less to explain. Clear around my staircase without auto-explore first, so I have a place to retreat to. Let's back up a little bit. I don't need a corridor fight Yaks anymore. I can kind of just... I can fight 3-on-1 at this point. Let's get my poison darts back on. Oop, Urug. Ooh, Urug's dangerous. So Urug's super dangerous because he has javelins, and they hit really hard, and they're silver javelins. But he typically has low willpower, so there's like a decent chance I can polymorph him into something. 31%. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Scroll of Vulnerability, which lowers everyone's magic resist, willpower, and so now that 30-something% becomes a 49%. I've turned Urug into a Hornet. A Hornet cannot carry a heavy broadaxe or throw silver javelins. Does she have a willpower test? No. Alright, so I need to buff up and kill these guys while Urug is still... Let's buff up. Let's go back to boomerangs because these guys can't be poisoned. I can hit Josephine here. Even if I miss the guy, I want to hit Josephine. Throw a javelin while I'm heroed up. Throw a boomerang. I can kill these guys. Sick. Alright, I'm pretty strong right now, so I can just kind of plow through these Yaks. I've got my buffs up. Might as well fight them when my buffs are up instead of not. Alright, cool. So I cleared all that, and then I got these nice silver javelins, which are like just super javelins, basically. And Urug never fought me. Heavy broadaxe is honestly worth considering, but I really don't like heavy weapons. So I'm just gonna hold on to this. If I get another brand weapon scroll, I can use that on it. And I can start enchanting it with my enchant weapon scrolls, assuming Okawara doesn't give me any good weapon from his gift. Ooh, that's Gastronach. Gastronach like can just blast you with spells, summon animals, really annoying. So airstrike means he does more damage if I'm in an open space. So I'm gonna kind of get in this little corner here where I'm not in an open space. Gonna buff up again, because Gastronach is very dangerous. Gonna throw a Curari at him, charge him now. He's gonna have a hat for me. Hat of willpower, awesome. I needed some willpower. I'm definitely gonna spend my enchant armor scrolls on that, so I can see myself using that for a very long time. Awesome. Chainmail of willpower, but it's worse than the one I've already found. I still haven't found any resist poison yet. Also don't need this. I'm not going to use you anymore, because I'm going to use an axe. It's going to be that broad axe after I enchant it. Plus 9 rapier freezing wouldn't be a bad little find for a short blade user. Alright, got my throwing skill up. So now we're going to get fighting. I'm going to get fighting up to like 20, because I got this freaking manual, which makes it like... So the way you want to judge your XP is like, even though my fighting's currently at a level 10, and my armor's at an 8, which is significantly lower, it's like a 2/3 the cost to level it up, because I have this manual going. So like, there's like an opportunity cost on your experience, and getting your fighting up super fast like this is very valuable. It's just a bunch of free XP as long as you like commit to leveling that skill. And free XP is the name of the game in this game. Okay, here's Swamp. So a bunch of poison enemies, but I've got poison resist, so I'm not that scared of them. So I'm gonna like, they're gonna have to kill all these plants to get to me, but I can fight them. This dragon does like 20, 40 damage, but I'm pretty tough and I hit pretty hard, so. Shout, make him come to me. Alright, cool. Ooh, poison salts. So these might be stronger. So if I equip this, the cool thing about Swamp is that if you don't have poison, so Swamp always comes equipped with either Spider or Snake Pit, as it's adjoining, like its sister zone, and those two zones really need poison resistance. Swamp kind of needs poison resistance, but it always comes with Swamp Dragons, and Swamp Dragons drop Swamp Dragon Scales, which give you poison resistance, and also a decent base AC and a good encumbrance rating. So this is actually better than what I've got, even though it's not enchanted. So we're going to go and equip that. A small AC bonus, and the same resistance. Alright, so there's another Life-Fitted Hydra. I've got good throwing skill now, so I probably don't need to buff up for this guy. I can like hurt him really badly before he gets close to me and then hit him twice. Yeah. Save my piety. Alright, so I got Shoals as my, oh, this isn't, yeah, not Shoals, Snake, sorry. You see a bunch of snake people, it's Snake. Snake is almost certainly the easiest branch in my estimation, just because you can run away from half the enemies. They're slower. The Nagas are naturally slow, and that's the main enemy type. Alright, check my scrolls, nothing to click. Alright. I've got some money. I could go buy the haste potion if I got what my haste potion is, but I got finesse, so I probably don't need to. Wave of Frost passes over me, so that's a time-sensitive dungeon. Ice-based. You play strategy games too? Depends on the game. This is probably my favorite strategy game, because this definitely is a strategy, tactics, dungeon crawl game. There's a bunch of jellies who do corrosion damage, but I have resist corrosion, so... Let's get these yaks over here first before I fight all those jellies. Because even though I have resist corrosion, they can still, like, corrode me at a lesser rate, so you don't want to fight them and other enemies if you can help it. Alright, there's slime pits. Do not go in slime pits until you're, like, super late game. It is, like, short of, like, the super in-game, what they call extended, it's arguably the most dangerous branch. I'm just gonna shout because all these guys come to me, so I don't have to, like, charge them. Alright, cool. There's a regular broadaxe, so I might as well just... Alright, there's the cold place. I get some nice resist cold gear there, though I don't have any resist cold myself, which is super dangerous going in there. But this petrification lapse. Hit this guy before he can petrify me again. Okay, well, if it's just him, I don't care. There's a lot of guys outside this freaking thing, so I'm gonna back up. I got 5 Curare. Let's Curare this full over here. Kind of low hit points while I'm doing this fighting, so it's like it's good to be a little safer than normal. All these little white imps that shoot ice at you. Back up to the corridor. Gonna buff up with heroism here. Alright. Alright, there's the ice cave. Still enemies hanging around. Okay, out of that electric eel's line of sight. Right, I'm gonna heal up if I can. Let's just go down. Okay. Alright, so if I don't like what I see in here, I can just go ahead and go out this door and just leave immediately. Do I have any resist cold on me that I was carrying around? No. If I had looked, yeah, there's nothing that wasn't super expensive. Alright, so depending on the ice caves, there might not be that many ice enemies, but there are, so I gotta be super careful because they do a type of damage that I don't have resistance for. Kinda really want to fight these guys one at a time. These guys are super dangerous if you don't have resist cold because they can slow you. So we're gonna buff for this guy. And while I'm buffed, I'm gonna turn these quarters. Cloak of Cold Resistance, definitely equipping that while I'm in here. Hell yeah. It like really mitigates the threat of this place. I'm probably just gonna generally wear that because cold comes up way more often than resist corrosion. Pretty rare thing to find on a cloak. There are scarves of resistance, but they don't give AC. A cloak of cold resistance is pretty sick. Right now that I've woken everyone up. Just gonna stay in this quarter, so they all come down here and fight me. I'm really low on boomerangs. I'm just gonna throw darts to get attention. I can't poison them, but it does, you know, they do recognize that something has been thrown at them. Okay, so +2 Demon Whip's probably better than what I got right now. Like +6 Flail is strong, but like +2 Demon Whip's crazy. It's probably worth putting my Enchant Weapon Scrolls on. So let's go ahead and do that. Boom. This attack's at 0.5 delay, 28 damage versus 28 damage and 0.7 delay. It's just strictly better. With less enchantment too. And Freezing is probably a brand I like more in general because it has lots of like incidental uses. That was a good little floor. Make sure didn't miss anything there. Nope. Okay, cool. Well, this is a nice little range weapon too. But I'm doing range weapon. Resist fire, will, corrosion. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna carry that just in case like I need to run through a cloud of fire for some reason. And this is also resist electricity if I need it for some weird reason. I'm probably not gonna ever equip those, but it's worth knowing. So Demon Whip is really awesome as a 0.5 delay because when I finesse, it goes down to 0.2 delay, which is crazy. Let's Fire Wand that guy because he's in the water and I don't like it. When you shoot fire into water, it creates steam, and steam's kind of just a cloud of damage. Let's go ahead and identify something. Scroll up here, that's good to know. Another identify scroll. Go ahead and pop that immediately. Scroll noise, okay. Get down on a corridor here, fight these guys one-on-one. So Whip, like, Freezing Brand slows down cold-blooded enemies. So you see how I hit that Hydra and there's like a little hourglass icon on him that slows them down by like 2/3, I think, or down to 2/3, which is really cool. It means I just get a lot of free attacks on them. I'm already attacking super fast, so bunch of enemies in here, so kind of fight them. Got a choke point. Nothing else we're filing here. You see how much faster the game gets when you're not like playing super slow, explaining every little thing. I'm still playing a little slow explaining stuff, but this is a much more informative run, though. Or like a much more usual run without the super gear. So that's a lot of enemies, but there's a corridor here. And none of these are super dangerous, so I'm just going to fight them without using my piety. My fighting is super high right now. Okay, so I probably don't... I mean, I'm just going to get up to 20 just because it's an even number. No, I'm just going to stop leveling it at this point because 18.7 is a lot of XP to put into anything. So I'm going to start getting shields up. I'd like to get shields up to the point where if I find a kite shield, I won't lower my attack delay. My AC is still pretty... I mean, if let's check with if you press the question mark button when you come into this menu, you can look at your skills and see like each level gives me 0.3 shield. If I go to armor, each level gives me 0.4 armor. Each level in dodge gives me 0.4 dodging. So pretty similar levels of growth, though shield is the weakest of the defenses. Just because you can only block some of the attacks in a turn. At this point, I'm trying to get my Okawaru piety up by not using my abilities while killing stuff. This looks like the end ball when you see a bunch of trees on the last level of layer. There's always 5 levels like this. Come to me, I should... I think it's Hydras resist poison, but my throwing skill's high enough that I'm getting like a little bonus to shooting these guys. So I talked about these guys last time. They shoot like a cloud of petrifying gas at you, so like you have to move whenever you fight them. But you never did it, so it didn't matter. I haven't found any rings yet, besides stuff that I'd have to spend a whole bunch of money on. Wow, 0 rings so far. It's crazy. Besides stuff I can't afford. Alright, so I filled up my piety, so now we can check my weapon. It's bad. They're all bad. This is not unusual, the core. Axis Sundering is pretty funny, though. I guess I'll take that. But the armor is probably the more viable one. Okay, so yeah, here's a kite shield that gives me a valuable resistance. I'm probably not going to be wearing this is resist poison and will, but I like the AC for my armor. It's also my only resist cold, so I don't want to swap that out. This is pretty mediocre. This is pretty mediocre. Like there's 0 and +1 enchantment armor. This is a pretty bad Okawaru gift, but it's a decent shield. And it justifies my leveling up of shields so far. So we can equip this now. So if you press the Shift 2, or the at button basically, you can see like what if your shield is affecting your attack delay. So it sees that cannot be your attack delay is 0.5, can't be improved. If I equip my shield and check it again, it's 0.5 still, but it's a higher. It's like the numbers that come after 0.5 that aren't shown in this little number are higher now because this is being slowed by my shield. So until I get my shield scope up a lot higher, I'm going to be technically attacking slower, which is important to know. That is damage. So an easy way you can also check that is if you press Control and click in a direction, it'll just swing wildly. And if you look in the top right, during the time counter, it goes up 0.6, 0.6, 0.6, 0.6, 0.6, 0.6, 0.6. I'm never getting a 0.5. So it's pretty much always 0.6, even though it's a 0.5 weapon and it says 0.5 because of the shield. 0.6 isn't bad, but you know, training shield is basically like training your weapon at this point because it reduces your delay and it gives you defense instead. Alright, so we're going to buff up. These are a lot of guys who are very strong, have buffs and such. And I've already got my gifts, so I don't mind using some Okawaru piety here. Okay, cool. I'm going to turn this corner and heal. This is like the Abyss ending. There's like going to be a portal to the Abyss at the end of this. There's all these like weird abomination creatures. Abominations are just like, they naturally come with like regen or haste or might on them. Depends on which one you get. These chaos spawns, which are somehow not immune to poison, which is very funny. Oh, yeah, see this guy comes pre-hasted, small abomination. Is that a distortion brand? That is a distortion brand, so I need to kill this guy as fast as possible. So we're going to buff up, back up. If he sees me, I'll start throwing javelins at him. Okay, so he doesn't see me yet, but I'm going to start throwing at him while I'm buffed up. Because I do not want to go to the Abyss. And I killed him in one shot because he was asleep, and I hit really hard. I got resist electricity, so this lightning dog isn't going to hurt me very much. And these guys like change elemental damage types, so like, you know, they're white, so they do cold damage. This guy's purple, so he does like drain magic damage. Ooh, hit me hard, even though I got resist poison or resist cold. Heroes him up. Yeah, smoke demon. These guys smite you just like Warp Priest, and they also shoot clouds of smoke, and they set you on fire, which is really annoying. I still don't have any resist fire. You can kind of make, see, like I said, the entrance to the Abyss. One-way gate to the infinite horrors of the Abyss. Do not go down here. If you get this in Vault, do not come down here when you're just doing Layer 5. Let's go ahead and drop this shield I don't need anymore. Don't need these Ice Dragon Scales, really. I got just Electricity and just Corrosion, so I don't need that. Go ahead and drop all that jazz. I got a better weapon, so I'm not going to use you. That's good for now. And I haven't found like a better amulet, right? Nope. That doesn't cost a ton of money. Maybe the amulet isn't so bad in Okawaru because I think it improves the rate at which he drops you gifts, but you tend to have enough thrown weapons on Okawaru with any amulet, so I don't worry that much about that. Faith Amulet is really good on certain gods who like to use a lot of god abilities, but not Okawaru. Oh, now that I have Okawaru abilities, I can say, you press Shift and A, or sorry, just press A, it'll show you what abilities you have that aren't magic. Alright, so that's layer pretty quickly done. Let's go back upstairs. And let's go find Orc. The Orc mines are pretty much next up. I didn't find him accidentally already, right? Yep, so... Alright, third jab. These guys hit really hard, so I'm going to Curari them. Throw a boomerang or two at them. Bam. Alright, we're good to go. Oop, I didn't know I scrolled. Magic regeneration? Okay, well, I'm never going to need amulet of magic regeneration, so we can go ahead and drop that. Faith is better than that for sure, currently. I did pick up Identify Scrolls, so let's find out some of my potions. I can't imagine needing Brilliance either, so we can go ahead and drop that. Definitely enchant this whip up even more. I have Inspiration, but I don't really need it against this guy, I don't think. Yeah. Bunch of jerks here. Let's go up the stairs before this guy can roll into me and do 54 damage. Go down, go up, fight all these guys one-on-one. Go down, attack this guy. He's going to jump away eventually, but as long as you don't like get rolled on him very hard, you can kind of just kill him a little more easily. He was much more dangerous earlier on, I'll tell you that much. A plus 11 Bardiche of will and plus strength. Good googly moogly, that's almost worth getting. If it had a better brand, plus 11 is a crazy on a Bardiche, man. That's the best two-handed weapon, or best two-handed polearm, which is arguably the best two-handed weapon, with great bonuses, but the Pain brand's pretty mediocre when you get to the late game. But, I mean, also it'd be hard to train Necromancy. Ooh, okay, here's a whole horde of bees. I'm going to buff up just because, even though I have poison resist, this is a lot of guys, and they're going to get buffed up by the Queen Bee, who can, like, make them go berserk. And I can fight these two at a time. Yeah, we're good. This is a pretty common vault with all this Ambrosius in here. Ambrosius, like, it makes you go confused for a while, but it heals you up super fast, so if you need to heal up, but you're not in immediate danger, but you need to heal up quickly, pop in the Ambrosia Potion. It's going to be super valuable later when I'm fighting Tesseract, I imagine. If I get there this time. Alright, clear that floor. No mines, right? Yep. Let's go down. Let's throw some Poison Dart to this guy. Here's Orc Mines. Around this corner, fight these guys one at a time. Alright. Take all this delicious gold. What's in the shop? Ooh, boy. That is a heck of a cloak. Holy crud. I really, really hate slow property. So it may slow you when you take damage. That's really annoying. But resist electricity, plus 2 will and see invis is crazy good. That might be worth it. I'll take this extra net. I'm going to clear Orc before I make this decision, but that's a very valuable piece of armor. Also, I only have one resist cold pip, but that's probably worth it. I guess the resist electricity is probably not going to come up until I find a better shield, but I probably will find a better shield at some point. We'll see. Alright, what makes you purple? Is it just the paralyze? Just the paralyze, okay. Get more javelins and boomerangs. Let me jab this guy. Drag these guys to me. You wanna go a range fight with a throwing guy? Alright, there's the first floor. So Orc 1, the first floor of Orc, is always broken up into multiple sections that you can't get to without going down to Orc 2. I'm gonna kill you fast. Let's finesse. Let's heroism here. Kill this guy before he can shoot me too much. Kill this Orc Priest. There we go. Got jabs, you might as well use them. Got this guy in a corridor. Let's go back and heal up. An area that I've already mostly cleared. Kill this guy quickly because he can summon demons and smite you from behind them, which is really annoying. Hey, you got boomerangs. Give me those boomerangs. Let's go. Alright, that guy's really annoying. He's not actually that dangerous in a one-on-one fight, but I want to kind of pull him to me. Just like do a lot of damage to him before he buffs up all his allies. Okay, so now there's a bunch of guys. Let's jab him. So we need to buff up for this. Go back to boomerangs here, just kind of try to pick guys off. It's probably worth it to equip my willpower armor for this floor, because there's going to be a lot more guys who willpower check me than poison check me. There's the power of throwing. I've buffed up so my throwing just does so much damage. Let's go back to javelins, see if I can kill this guy. Yep. That's a lot of guys. We're gonna back up now. My buffs have faded. Bring this guy up with me by himself. Let's equip this willpower armor because I'm not getting poisoned very much here. Let's kind of pull these guys up and fight them. There we go. I'll quit poison again later when I'm doing much more likely to go into poison enemies. There's just a lot of guys here who can like confuse you or paralyze you, so it's good to have willpower. And mostly clear this place out. Good. The gimmick with Orc is there's a lot of money on the floor and there's always 4 shops. Alright, got my shield up to a really high skill, so let's start leveling up my armor and my dodging again. Let's get throwing up to 12 actually, because I've been doing a lot of throwing. Alright, nothing value there. Some rings! Hey! Something's been my money on too, because I have no other rings. And a good amulet. 10 Tremor Stones is pretty useful. A lot of things to spend my money on here, so this is not a worthwhile armor. I'm not doing these spells, so I don't care about these, so let's check what I can buy. So I don't need any weapons. Jewelry shop. I definitely want 2 rings here, because I have this resist corrosion ring, which I don't even really need, because I have this resist corrosion cloak if I ever need it. I could just use I could just go double AC. I could go ACC invisibility, and just keep the resist corrosion ring on. So if I buy all of these, can I afford that? No. What was in here? I don't really need the 10 Tremor Stones. It's nifty, but I'm not trading evocation very much. So let's equip the 2 things I'm going to immediately equip right now, which is a good amulet that replaces my faith amulet that I don't really need anymore. Kill this orc real quick. Put my reflection on. And then we can equip that Ring of AC, so now I get a good AC boost. And I'll save my money at this point. I think I can drop this Amulet of Faith. I'm probably not going to equip that again. Ban that bot. Sorry, there's a bot in Twitch chat trying to sell me view bots. Alright. Back to clearing Orc. So I don't have my finesse up anymore because I pissed off Okawaru, but I can probably handle it. Yep. Back to my darts. Just gonna play it a little safer while I don't have finesse up. Ooh, Saint Roka, that is dangerous. Okay, so the thing to do with Saint Roka is to run away. Does he have invisibility? No, so I'm gonna go invisible. So now he can't see me. I can maybe kill him with Immo Scroll here. Of course, a bunch of guys come in from off screen as soon as I Immo Scroll. Okay, so I am going to Heroism here and Finesse. Back up a little bit. Now we're going to throw Javelins. Back up so those guys blow up. Throw Javelins. I'm going to Curare him, so he's poisoned, so he's constantly taking damage, triggering the immolation. I'm going to Boomerang him, because that's the fastest I can hit at ranged. Rogue's is super dangerous because he just has a ton of hit points, high AC, comes with a whole crew of guys. But Javelin now. There we go, now he's dead. Gonna hide behind these fire clouds. Invisibility is very strong against orcs because they can't see invisibility. That's the long and short of it. And Roka dropped a Flail of Concussion. What's Concussion even do? This is a new one. Pushes those it hits backwards, briefly stunning them. Ugh, I don't like pushing them backwards. That's like a negative feature for me. Ugh. Bunch of dwarf corpses, very funny. Lord of the Rings reference, obviously. This is the Crypt of the Dwarves. Durin's Hall. Alright, we go up here. Ooh, Urloka. Okay, so she's super dangerous. She checks my willpower. She can banish me, but because I have 2 pieces of willpower gear, she can't, she's very unlikely to banish me. So, I'm gonna throw some boomerangs at her. Get her to come to me, go up the stairs, fight her by herself. Not by herself, but... She went invisible? Ugh. She's like fireballing me. Okay, now she's dead. Cool. That's the only pivot resist fire I've found so far. Unlikely to wear it, but might as well carry it around. There's Fanar, who's really annoying. I do have resist cold, though. He's also a curable guy. This is how Curari, you can see like all these super strong, unique enemies. I just throw Curari at them and like they become significantly less dangerous. It's really, really important if you find early Curari. It just lets you beat so many more enemies than you could normally beat. Which means you get a lot of early experience. My weapon's still slow by myself. If I can scroll up, it's like half and half, 6 and 5. Probably do want some more shield skill then. Like show up to 18? Follow these guys to corridor. Ooh, there's a lot of guys in here. It's like a little vault. Cool. These guys are all buffed for that jerk. So I come over here. There we go. Got all one-on-one fights here. Ooh, Demon Vault. Ugh. Oh, I have my resist poison gear unequipped. No! I'm probably fine here. Throw a Silver Javelin at these guys. Back up so I can get them in a line. These guys have like stingers that have reach that can poison you. It causes weakness, so good time to use Silver Javelins. Cool, alright. Hey, a ring! Pro Fire, cool. That's probably going to come up more than Resist Corrosion, so we'll go ahead and equip that. And I can drop this armor. Alright. Now I'm just a lot stronger than these guys, so I can pretty much handle them. And there we are, good to go. Once I get thrown up to 12, I'll probably start trading dodging and armor again, even though if I'm wearing this, my AC is worth it, but... Let's go back to Poison Resist, that's probably going to come up... Well, it's pretty tough, because, like, Willpower is coming up a lot, but I do have a Willpower hat. Like, I'm not raw dogging my Willpower is basically the situation, so, like, I don't feel too bad about it. Alright, we've cleared mines. And I don't have any money. I don't have a whole lot of money left. And there was that one item that I was like really tempted to get, which was this. Where this electricity double, this would solve my will problems. I wouldn't have cold resist anymore. But going slow is really annoying. I really hate getting slowed. I'm just gonna save my money. That might be a mistake because the willpower is very strong. I'm getting my ass kicked here? What the hell? Sorry, I was zoning out. Let's teleport. What's the heal? There we go. Needed a buff for that guy, and I didn't. That gives me temporary negative mutations, which is really annoying. So you may spread the. You give me minus resist electricity. These are temporary because they're like pinkish. If they were red, they'd be permanent. I can, if I use a potion, I might give it to enemies. Remove my resistance to electricity and bad AC. Bad AC is really annoying, but whatever. Let's fight this guy. Buffed this time. There we go. Ooh, I got Malevolence and I fell down to floor 15. Well, it's probably fine. This is not exactly where I want to be. I do want to go back up if I can help it, but I can handle some things at floor 15, so you don't want to fight these guys in a corridor, because like there's normally more than them. And they stack up and they get super dangerous when that happens. Oh, another shot. I can probably beat this guy. I got a reflection. Ooh, okay, there's a lot of dies I want to back up a little bit. There we go. Let the guy kill himself with my reflection amulet. Fight this Rakshasa in the corridor. So Rakshasas, when you fight them, like split to 3 guys. You have to like guess which one's the right one. But if you're in a corridor, you can kind of fight them all individually. Making a lot of noise. I'm bringing a lot of enemies towards me, but it's all stuff I can handle right now. There are some uniques who will spawn on D15 that are super dangerous to me, so I got to be careful about that. Nothing worthwhile in that shop, so that's a broad axe. Of course, I immediately get marked after I get dropped down a floor. That's awkward. That's one of like the best ways to freaking die right there. Okay, so I've got 2 fire enemies on either side of me, but this guy's weak to cold and only has 38 hit points, so I can probably kill him like really quickly. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I've got resist. I got all my core resistances besides just negative. So we're doing okay there. Let's go back up, because upstairs is generally safer than downstairs. Do not need a Ring of Intelligence, obviously. Go ahead and never pick those up again. Bunch of shapeshifters here. Scarf of Resistance is interesting. If I come to an area where like I'm going to take a lot of elemental damage, having that on hand is pretty useful, because it'll give me like fire resist where that cloak won't. It does mean no AC though, which is bad. Amulet of Regeneration is pretty... It's probably better than Reflection in the abstract, but I like the offense Reflection gives me against ranged enemies. Reflection gives you both shield and like a +5 shield and the reflection property, so ranged enemies shoot themselves, which is very funny. Alright, let's finish up clearing this floor that I got dropped from. Nothing in here. Go back down, huh? Already cleared this floor. I can clear this one. Yeah, I did have a scroll. Go ahead and use that. Hey, my first scroll requirement. Pretty deep into the game, but we finally found it. Alright, so this is an amulet that would give me resist poison and strength. And what's dissipate? It reduces the duration of hostile enchantments and decays magical contamination. That's pretty useful. So this would let me equip my willpower armor. This basically says plus willpower plus strength dissipate. That's pretty good. That's probably worth it. So, I don't think I'm ever going to use that. I can imagine using reflection in certain situations. It also gives me damage, because like strength gives me some like mitigation on my armor. Let's go ahead and equip my willpower armor now that I've done that. I will drop this. I might come back for this resist poison scales, but let's back up into a corridor here. One-on-one these guys. Of course, as soon as I take out my amulet deflection, a bunch of centaurs show up. Classic. But I'm... Alright, so I don't want to fight these guys one-on-one, or... Because if you do, they stack up, and that's super dangerous. There you go. Get them splitting up, that's good. These guys like make it so that the corridor fighting is actively bad, which is like really counterintuitive to you as a player. But, you know, that's just the strategy you gotta learn. Sometimes enemies get more dangerous in corridors. There's that beetle. I'm trying to like tank his attack now, but it's really annoying. It still does a lot of damage. Is my shield skill... Okay, my shield skill is at the point where it is no longer affecting my attack delay, so we'll get that to an even number, then we'll go back to like training dodging and armor at that point. So what I need now is kind of AC. 23 AC is like fine for this point in the game. It's not like ideal. You'd like to have even better armor, but
We know what we're doing. We are here to help you.
it's being very offset by my AC ring.
Time is of the essence. We live in the future. Color makes us hungry. Everything's connected. Redesign your logo. We know how to do it. Make the calculations. Put them into action. We will find the angle. Starting with convention. On to innovation.
Bunch of gold, that's cool.
Everything's connected. Here we have a circle.
Ring of resist corrosion and plus 3 strength. That is strictly better than the resist corrosion ring I have. I'd probably get that slaying ring first, though.
Is crucial.
I got 1100 gold.
With some calculation, we will find your
I don't have any other versions. I don't have any other resist fire, so I'm probably gonna. Oh, I do have the cloak, the scarf, so I could like sacrifice the scarf, have resist cold and fire, take off my resist fire ring, get +4 slaying. That's basically trading like 3 AC. How much AC is this?
even human.
2.3 AC for 4 slaying. That's probably worth it. So equip this, equip this, equip this. So now just hit. Slaying's very, very valuable when you attack fast, and I'm using a whip, which has a super low attack delay. It's just, you really want slaying bonuses when you have a weapon like this. Because a slaying adds, if you look at a weapon, you'll say like, here's your damage, which is your base, multiplied by your strength and your skill, but there's a flat enchantment bonus here from your weapon enchantment and your slaying ring here. So the faster you attack, the more oftentimes you get that +9 damage.
Educated. Women over 40. Suicide poets.
It's not strictly +9 damage, but it's functionally in like in the context of the game.
Mothers under 20. Interracial couples.
All right, so what do I want to do now?
Government employees.
I did make my armor skill a little worse, but oh well.
Aviators. Everyone will see it. Every demographic.
All right, so now we're good to do the branches. I've got resist poison up, so I can go do snake pit pretty easily. This is where we left off last time, but I got enough time to finish this and do maybe the next branch that I died in last time. This is the same thing. The entrances are always super dangerous because like a bunch of enemies show up,
Cutting edge, but classic.
and you can't. There's no other way to get in or out, so you have to like push through it.
Symbolizing
But push through it pretty well.
of course their product. When the logo's finished, then
Yeah, Big Blue Gaming. All right, so I've got all my 4 skills up. Let's get armor and dodging up more. Let's focus on armor and get armor up to like
say goodbye to conflict. That design's
times 4. Let's get armor up to 15.
only recognition.
Get dodging up to like
Country,
10.
colors. Color makes us hungry. Hunger makes us
I don't think I need a ring of dexterity.
see it. Everything's connected.
I'm not a dex-based character. Ooh, manual. Manual fire magic. Well, I'm probably not going to do any fire magic, but it's cute to have. Alright, there's a bunch of guys across impassable terrain, so we're going to back up and look at us. Alright, these are the most annoying guys in here besides the Guardian Servants. They just kind of shoot you from a distance. Makes me miss our reflection, but he's got a Datura. I don't care about that. I do have resist fire, so I'm not super threatened by these guys. I do want to buff up because there's a lot of guys, though. Hey, James. A lot of people kind of showing in at the latter third of the stream. There's a shock serpent, super dangerous if you don't have resist electricity. I do have resist electricity, so I'm going to kill this guy who's shooting me instead. Focus him down. Resist cold whip super strong in this level because there's a lot of salamanders and these guys are weak to cold, and this just does extra cold damage. Ostensibly, I'd like a an electricity brand on a whip because it's better with a faster attacking weapon, but cold's still good. Let's buff up while these guys before these guys can sack my mana. The purple snakes there eat your mana. Alright, nothing here that is interesting or I don't already have, so let's keep going. It's an alarm. I'm just gonna like attract any enemies to me before I go down some stairs and make sure. Okay, looks like there's no more enemies on this floor, so let's go down some stairs. Back up a little bit. Also some javelins here, because there's just a bunch of guys with pole arms kind of poking me from a distance. But there's some javelins at them, they can't hit me. Haha. Got him. Do I know anything about Reptilian? Nope, aside from Vector the Reptiles. Of course I find another Ring of Slaying after I spent 500 gold on one. That's just the fate of the game, really. I might eventually equip it if I get enough AC, if I find like gold dragon armor or something, and I don't need this, I can move my gear around a little bit. A lot of scrolls. I got plenty of teleport. A lot more scrolls. How many fogs do I have? 2 fogs? That might be worth the money. A lot more scrolls, okay. Let's get this cheap fog. Alright, jerk, stop shooting me. Go around a corner, break line of sight. The only time I've really ever seen Reptilian is like in a Mitsurugi build. But that seems like a weaker version of Mitsurugi than others. Extra to magic. That might be relevant at some point. I drop a floor! Oh no, I was about to go down that floor anyhow. Fight these guys while it's easy. Oh, Asterion. Let's go up this floor. I don't want to fight Asterion on top of all those guys. So almost done with this entire floor. Glad to drop me right next to a friggin' staircase. That's pretty nice of them. Alright, so I'd like to tackle Asterion from a better angle here, so. This guy can, like, blink enemies around you, so you kind of want to kill them quickly if you can. There we go, killed him quickly. Let some guys get closer and go up the stairs. Try these stairs. Go up the stairs. Alright, so all these stairs are pretty mediocre. Need to buff up Heroism for this. Kill its Anaconda because it's grappling me. Alright, so we did what we had to do there. Used some piety, killed some tough guys down the staircase. But now I have a safe place to retreat to. And that's the important thing. Any cool shields? Nope. Okay, Vashti is super annoying because they like blink around. And they shoot. Let's back up a little bit to a corridor here. Buff up. Now they don't have as many places to blink to, and I can always boomerang them. Sick. Alright. We're back around this corner. I kill these guys. There we go. And plus, barding and cold resistance would be pretty nice if I was a barding race. Down this corridor. So these guys are much less dangerous when you're in a corridor like this, because they can't blink enemies around you, but there's only 2 spaces enemies can be in, so not nearly as bad as it can be. There's a lot of guys here. I'm gonna read fog and walk away. Like these guys get into melee range with me by reading fog. So I've been poisoned. I've been constricted. Let's fear. Back up. Heal. I can go up some stairs and heal. Good time to use fear. I'm constricted and I don't want to waste a blink scroll. Fear's not going to scale into the late game, but blinks do, so save your blinks when you can. Get enemies away from you with fear. Isol's kind of dangerous. Go around a corner. Probably beat him in a one-on-one. Yeah. Always drops an artifact snake talisman, but I am not using talismans. Ooh, a tower shield. Tower shield of ponderousness? Oh, I'm never equipping that. Ponderousness is one of the negative brands in the games that make you move slower. Very cumbersome, slowing your movement. Never, unless you're like maybe a Chi Briado's follower, which is a specific, like the slow god. Never equip a ponderous item, ever. Keep buffing this demon whip. I do have broadaxes, but I haven't found a brand weapon scroll, so I'm not that worried about it. Alright, so Asterion deserves buffs. He's a jerk. Oop, I ran past him. Like summons demons and stuff. Shield of Fire Resist, that's really worth keeping around. If I ever find better resist electricity, I can equip this and then go back to my cloak. Yeah. Do I have any other Ari left that matters? There's that amulet, right? But it costs 6,500 gold? Ugh. Definitely not getting that one. No, the good. I mean, there's this cloak, but my entire premise here is changing my cloak so I can get a cold cloak on, so not worried about that. Whoop. Alright, almost done with Snake. One more floor. Try that teleport trap so I can finish exploration here. There we go. Alright. And final floor. This looks like this is in the heart of the dangerous place. Here around me first. Bring these guys to me. Good time to use your throwing weapons when you like aren't sure about the terrain, you don't want to move forward. You can kind of kill guys without... Of course he constricts me as soon as I go upstairs. Okay, there we go. Kill this Bomba, heal up, fight this guy. Alright, I'm gonna back up. I got resist poison, so I'm not worried about these black Bombas. That was a lot of guys around a corner, so I could probably... I'm gonna go up these stairs, heal. If anyone comes next to the stairs, yep. Do a little stair dancing. Alright, I've got all of those up where I wanted them. What's my next best skill to improve? I could go Maces and Flails just for the damage, but I think at this point, legitimately just get some more dodging because it's the cheapest thing. I'll get this up to 12. I know what I could do. Get my shields up to a... get my fighting up to an even number. There we go. Good. That'll be a good place to put some XP. Out there around my stairs. A lot of guys here, but this is the thing about Snake is like you can kind of just run away from a lot of the enemies. Even though they haste, like it takes them turns to haste and you are going to have a lead on them. Alrighty. And as you can see, despite the fact that I don't have the best weapon in the game and the best amulet in the game, I kind of got to the exact same point I was last time by just being a little more careful and not starting up the stream and being brain dead. So I'm about to clear Snake, which is one of the S branches, and that's as far as I got last time. Any cool shields? Snake usually has a lot of shields on the floor, just that fire resistance, okay. I gotta enchant armor scrolls. Any armor? Handslayer armor. I don't need the same as a wild shape. We can go ahead and drop that. I don't think I need this anymore. I got my resist fire. Let's stop pretending I'm ever going to equip that. Let's see. These are just regular gloves. I might as well save for my in-game armor at this point. $18 charges of Wand of Acid. Wow, that's a lot of acid. Oh, I know what I should get. I should get like 5 points of invocation. 5. Pretty good use of XP. Typically you want to level one thing at a time for efficiency's sake, but it's kind of general at this point. I kind of got my core skills at this point. We're bringing these guys so I don't have to charge up into unknown territory. No cool kite shields right yet. Nothing cool. This guy can trap me with like these little lava pits, so kill him quickly. Back up. This area where only one guy can fight me at a time. This is the end vault. This is like, you can see like how this whole level, like this is big built up fancy area. This is where the majority of the enemies are going to be, and be extra dangerous because there's going to be so many enemies. Frequently called the end vault. Good use of boomerangs here. Getting melee with that archer. Let's close these doors and heal up. Alright. Oh, that's an important one to note. Shift and click on the door if you're playing natively. I think it's Shift C to open and close the door, so it's like Shift C. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Is there a spot I can only fight one guy at a time here? Nope. Well, not when I'm constricted like that. Back up to here, though. Yeah. A lot of non-Naga guys here. This is a particular vault. Oh, hey! And I walked into the guy who encircles me. Yeah. It's the other one who can constrict me. Alright, all my skills are up. The only thing that's really relevant now is, like, defenses. So, let's get dodging up again. So dodging is currently the cheapest defense, so I guess, yeah, get dodging up to 13. I mean, technically my whip skill is actually pretty easy because it's got the cross-training going on. Just like a little extra damage and accuracy there. And we completed Snake. Alright, let's go to Swamp. So Swamp's interesting. These guys are really annoying because they pull you towards them. I don't have Fly, right? There's no item with Fly around. There's a Ring of Flying I could go equip. That's probably worth it at this point. Even over Slaying. I also don't even know my... Let's go get those, enlightenment potions. Those are just good to know in general. And my haste potions, yeah. I meant to do this earlier, but yeah, now I know my potions. Now we can go back. Let's get that fly ring too. It's fairly cheap. So fly ring is nice in case you get caught in water and you can't get out. That's gonna be more important than than a source of slaying. Ooh, +1 robe of vines, quadruple regen, but no potions. That's a sick item on a djinn, but not relevant for me because it's a robe. Light armor is not the plan with this character. Why are you have Curari? Okay, so there's a bunch of guys here. I'm gonna heroism. And let's kill these guys up quick. Thornhunters are very scary. That guy just because they can like summon briars that block your path and shoot you. Very annoying enemies. Identify, moonshine, go ahead and drop that. Crocodiles can also pull you, but they have to like be in melee to do it, so not quite as annoying as swamp worms. Like that, you see, just pulled me across the screen like that. That guy can just pull you into dangerous situations and you got no recourse. Besides blocking it with your shield. What these guys do with corrosion. Do I have resist corrosion on? Probably not. Armor's cheap now. Let's get armor up to 17 so I can stop worrying about it. So I don't have resist corrosion, but those are the only guys who do corrosion. I can kind of just kill them with boomerangs, yeah. Low on boomerangs. Lots of javelins, though. Kind of funny, normally it's the other way around. You run out of javelins way faster. Haven't really needed the flight ring yet, even though I've got pulled into water. I haven't been pulled into water with a dangerous situation where I have to fight my way out. That's when you want the flight ring, but... Alright, swap one done. These guys have like a vampiric attack, so like... if you don't kill them fast, they can heal up by hitting you. Those guys blow up as soon as you hit them, and then they hurt you and make a lot of noise, so a lot of enemies come through your way. So I'm going to go down a different staircase because there's less enemies. All these staircases are right by each other, which is really awkward. So now if like I get in a bad situation, it might be kind of hard. I really need to clear out the area around me before I get swarmed. These guys are kind of annoying because like they just hit really hard. They can do 120 damage a turn. So yeah, be really careful because they can just wreck your shit. Alright, so there's two of them here. I'm going to go up the stairs. Go down these stairs. I'm going to buff. Go back up these stairs to fight these guys one-on-one while I've got buffs. Go up the stairs. Kill these guys quickly. Just doing some stair dancing. Alright, let's heal up. Don't want to go back down while I'm corroded. Let's go down a slightly different staircase. It's going to be nearby, but nearby is not directly next to, so I can do a little throwing. Pull this guy up. Oh, he didn't want to go up. What a jerk. There we go. Kill this. Little swamp dragon here, but I got resist poison, so I killed a swamp dragon an entire snake pit ago, so they haven't gotten any harder. Oh, these guys are super dangerous. Ooh, death drakes, they shoot miasma at you, and like this isn't gonna give you all the ammo, but like foul pestilence, poisoning, and sometimes slowing any living creature. It's like super poison, basically. It's kind of like Curari, so I still have to use a killing potion. Step out of the miasma, kill this guy. Another one. Ugh. Hopefully kill them quickly. They are susceptible to cold, which is nice. Little Drake Vault here. Nothing in it though. Never used a Ring of Wizardry. Nope. Ghost Crabs like summon this like cloud of damage that summons ghosts. So you gotta kill them and their ghosts go away. Pretty straightforward. Go to the bottom right so that guy doesn't set up on the alarm trap. Alright, doing pretty good. Already made it farther than I did last game. Made the second floor, now the third. Alright, by Susan, Madam Whitesnake, she turns into a dragon, and she like spawns clouds around her that do a lot of damage. So, fight these guys on the staircase here. Let's go down a different staircase. Pull these guys up. So by Susan's right around that corner with some other enemies, so I'd like to, if I can, not get pulled into them. These swamp worms here. I got pulled. Okay. That's gonna happen. I killed him with range. I clear it behind me, so this is a safe little corridor here. If I fight by Susan, I want to buff up first for sure. There's Nicola too, who's also like super dangerous. Even he does a lot of electricity damage, but he still does a lot of damage even if you have resist electricity. So he's like more. All right, these guys are. All right, here we go. Now I can fight him. All right, so got my armor up. I mean, I guess I just keep increasing armor. Fighting's pretty good. Let's jump to 16 just for a little bit of bonus damage because it's cheap. Jump to 18. Where are you at, Susan? I saw you. You're over here somewhere. There you are. Okay, let's buff up. Heroism, Finesse. You're resistant to poison, right? Yeah, so no point in throwing those at you, but I will just throw a jab. Get jabbed. You can get jabbed. And I might as well throw a corrosion at you because you are pretty dangerous. And they summon Hydras. There you go, corroded, so now they're got low AC. There we go. And there's Nikola Tesla. So this guy can just blast you with Chain Lightning and Lightning Bolt. So it's super dangerous in that sense, but I do have resist electricity, so I'm not like instantly dead. Do I have a Silence Scroll? I do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a Potion of Attraction, so he always has to stay next to me. Then I'm going to pop a Silence, so he can't do the most dangerous thing, which is cast Blink and blink away from me and blast me with lightning. There we go. Killed him super efficiently. Nikola Tesla right here. One of the most dangerous enemies in the mid-game. Silence Scroll is the best way to take care of him if you're a melee guy. Straightforward. Phantom Mirror is a great item, but I can't use it when I'm worshiping Okawaru. Another super dangerous... What's up, C's? Yep, it's Friday Day. So he, like, warps the arena around us. And he buffs himself, and he can fear me at a 29%, which isn't... I don't need a pop of willpower for that. But the Corrupt is a dangerous thing, so he like summons a bunch of guys, so I'm going to turn the corner so he can't see me. Buff up with Finesse. I'm even going to pop a Potion of Might here so I can kill this guy super fast. He's still in the water, so I'm going to go flying. Kill him as fast as I can. There we go. Good time to use my consumables there. I'm like strong enough to probably beat that guy in a one-on-one fight, but like I really don't want him summoning a bunch of abyssal horrors. A fourth elite here, or unique here. He's got a Scimitar of Flame, which is fine, but he's also got... oh, a Kite Shield of Reflection. That's nifty. Oh, he's got Crystal Plate. Oh, man. Okay, so... willpower's bad, but this is like in-game armor. This is like some of the best armor in the game. It's going to immediately give me 11 AC. I probably want that over the willpower, even though willpower is nice. So there was some good willpower gear kind of sitting on... Yeah, so I could probably go get this right now and suffer the slowing. I hemmed and hawed about it, but now I can, like, equip this. That does reduce my resistances, but now I've got resist electricity, I got all the willpower I need, I've got C invisibility. I can now change shields to the shield of fire resist, and then go to my cloak of resistance. And now I've still got all my resistances. Wait, why don't I have my... Oh, it didn't equip. Okay, there we go. Oh, I'm stupid. Okay, that's my cold resist. So where's my... I need another point of cold resist somewhere. Oh, I have my ring. So let's... I've got enough AC now. I can go equip this ring of cold resistance. There we go. Now we're good to go. Definitely don't need this amulet of reflection anymore. Now I can equip this shield because I have resist electricity on my cloak. So the slow may get slowed when I take damage is rough, but I do attack super fast already. And this is just such a good cloak otherwise, and it lets me equip this plate armor real easily. And now I really just want to train armor. I just want to get armor up to like 20. If you check my armor skill, it now goes up by 8 every point, so it's like 0.8, which is an enormous amount. The only thing I'm really missing is corrosion resist, which I have on a ring, but I'm going to keep slaying because that comes up more often. This is more resistances to fire and cold if I need it in a pinch. So is this. Oh no, I need to equip this. I can equip this in a pinch if I need like reflection, but I need my resist fire. There we go. So one and all my basic resist, which is what you want. And I can swap to corrosion if I need it. Sick. Alright, back to swamp. Oh, wrong swamp. This is just so much AC. It's got a base 14 AC. It's incredible. I've got enough strength that it's not an armor skill. That's not really negatively affecting me otherwise. Alright. I don't want to waste any boomerangs on this guy. I got so much AC it doesn't matter anymore. You need to resist fire, because even in swamp, the water poison area, there's these little fire guys, and it just comes up. Alright, so here's the end vault. We're in Swamp 4. That's the last floor. So I don't want to, like, fight everyone at once. We're going to back up, fight these guys one-on-one, or two-on-one in this case. But clear out the area around my stairs. Have places to retreat to. And we can slowly pull enemies back away from this super dangerous vault. Which is what I didn't do when I died last time. I was just being reckless. Looks like we've got the undead in vault, because you don't typically see Hydra zombies unless it is that. Which means there's probably like either a skeleton or a zombie or a spectral Lernaean Hydra, which is super dangerous, but I can probably beat it. I just made my cold whip worse than usual because these guys are all going to resist cold. But it does just do a lot of damage too. Don't want anyone stepping on that alarm trap. This is an alarm trap, which marks me. Luis, hello Luis. Let's back up from you. And he immediately stepped on the mark trap. What a jerk. Too intelligent. Okay, do I have a cancellation potion? I do not. I'm going to use one of my... I think I'm going to use one of my 3 blinks to get to the staircase. There we go, okay. Woo! Super dangerous there. That's the danger of getting marked. Freaking Luis just stepping on that trap. That doesn't mean there's going to be a ton of enemies right by the staircase, which I can kind of pull out to this staircase now. Alright, nothing in here. Can't even go up there without equipping a flight ring. Whoop. Looks like nothing here either. That's good to know. Oh, I could have gone around this corner. Okay, well. Alright, there's that Death Drake again. Tip out of the miasma. Kill him quickly. Back up to heal. Get my slaying back on. Here's a little cubby hole. That crab around the corner, step out of the mist. Hello, Luis. Break him around the corner. Fight him in the water if I can, because he doesn't fight in water very well. Sick. All right. And there it is, Super Dangerous Lernaean Hydra, and he's got a Thorn Hunter blocking my path, so I'm going to back up a little bit. Buff. I'm going to fight this guy. So this guy is, he's got 27 heads, super dangerous, but I'm pretty strong, I can just kill him quickly. When I'm buffed up, I have like a 0.2 attack delay, so I can attack that guy 5 times before he attacks me once. Though he attacks me 27 times when he does, so it's not a joke. That's good. There we go. You guys constrict you, which is annoying because it's like guaranteed damage and you can't walk away, but... Ooh, Alkali plants. Nope. Alright, so I don't have resist corrosion, but I do have a ring, so I can take this off. I can take resist cold off and equip resist corrosion, which I have over here. I can fight those guys. Just throw some boomerangs at them. They have very low, they have basically no evasion, so you just kind of always hit them. And they're defending the Swamp Rune, which I now have. Go back to my resist cold. There's like other incident or resist cold, right? Yeah, not in a good slot. Alright. No cool boots. No cool gloves. Well, there is one cool glove, but I'm not affording it right now. I've got no money. I've got my cool cloak, but just double checking. Yep. And I got the best hat I'm probably ever going to find, which is a willpower hat. Yep, alright. Ooh, boots of stealth, which is what I'm already wearing. Alright, well, we got further than I did last time. We finished up Swamp, and I got enough time. We can go to Vaults, so this is going to be a new experience here. Well, Swamp was already new, but Vaults is kind of the next tier of danger here. Once you get your first rune, you can pretty much go into Vaults, I believe. Vaults is interesting because it kind of tests all your resistances and your willpower, which I'm doing pretty good on now. And it's like guys who mark you constantly, which means like enemies are always chasing you down. There's guys who trap you in rooms. Very interesting level with a lot of stuff to talk about. And there's these guys who like give all the their Polter Guardians, because it gets everyone around them a defensive effect. This little symbol in the top right of this guy's tile says he's got basically plus 15 evasion against ranged attacks. So, you know, throwing boomerangs at him would be very bad. This guy can close doors on you. I hope he does in just a second. There it is. Okay, yeah. So, see how these things are green? He sealed the door, so I can't go up and down stairs. I can't exit a door. He's really going to lock you in place, which is super dangerous. Thankfully, I got really good IC, and like in Vaults, a lot of the threat here is like guys who just hit hard too. There's a guy who shoots ice around the walls, so don't stand next to the walls when you're fighting this guy, and you'll be just fine. And also have cold resistance. Let's go down this corridor, so find one at a time. This guy like buffs and heals his enemies. Injury bond and minor healing, yeah. These are just stronger trolls. These are corrosion applying bugs. I do not have resist corrosion, which is annoying, but we're doing okay otherwise. Yep. There's a lot of enemies who shoot at distance. Lots of Yaktars, which are just super strong centaurs. They're just archers. Heal up. Boomerangs, thanks. This is when I really like Reflection, if I can get it, but I do need my Resist Fire, because there are fire casting jerks in here, like guys with Fireball, Salamanders, all that jazz. You can't change shields the same way you can change rings. Let's see, I just found, like I said, Salamanders immediately right there. Okay, here's a bunch of Boggarts who summon guys, which are really annoying. How many Immo Scrolls do I have? I have 8 Immo Scrolls. We're definitely popping Immo, making all these guys explode. And we'll do a acid because it doesn't miss. Make all these guys blow up. There we go. Sick. These guys are all now stuck in this fire. There we go. Alright, killed the Boggarts. Boggarts are annoying because they just kind of infinitely summon a bunch of guys who are regular enemies on the level, so like they're stronger the deeper in the game you get. So you kind of, they're really frail, but you gotta kill them fast. And if they're hiding behind a bunch of guys, an Immo Scroll is a great way to do that. This is the Immolation Scroll, by the way. Oh, and the explosion icon. Pretty self-explanatory in that way. I got these Identify Scrolls. Hey, I think I'm done with Identify Scrolls. We'll see. Pop this Potion of Experience. Get my armor up. There's not a whole lot to, but like I think armor's still my best investment at this point. Because once you get crystal plate armor, it's pretty insane. Crystal plate armor might not be my ultimate in-game item because I might go to Golden Dragon skills just if I need the resist. But for now, I'm standing with it. Let's equip this corrosion resist ring. No one here does cold damage, so we can go ahead and take off the cold ring. Alright, so I'm corroded really badly. I'm going to pop a fog scroll and walk away so these guys can't shoot me. Of course he turned into a freaking eyeball. I really don't want to fight with this much corrosion. Okay, my corrosion dropped, so now we can fight. There's no more corrosion guys in there, so let's go ahead and get my resist cold back online. These guys summon simulacrums, which do cold damage. Oops. Oh, auto-explored into the wrong direction. I wanted to go back to that little shapeshifter room. This is like a shapeshifter room. This is like a common vault in the vaults. Misleading terminology, I know, but it's the best way to describe it. Alright, go back to corrosion for this guy. 2 guys with corrosion. Bunch of jerks. This would be a 6 rogue on like a hybrid character who does both melee damage and spellcasting. Archmagi is like the best brand on a spellcaster. It's like a super damage brand. So Sphinxes are super dangerous enemies. I think I saw one last game, but they have this, they can confuse you and paralyze you and slow you, all really annoying. But thankfully I've got so much willpower from all my willpower gear here that I'm not in threat of it happening to me. So my willpower is super important because being paralyzed is like a death sentence. Bunch of jerks here. All beatable in a fight. A lot of broad axes sitting on the floor. It's a +3 broad axe. That's worth keeping around just in case I find a brand weapon scroll. Because if I get a really good broad axe, that's probably better than a demon whip in the late game. Alright, vault 1 completed. Probably just gonna finish up vaults today. Or I'm gonna do the typical vaults process, which is you go all the way to vaults 4 and you do not do vaults 5. Alright, there's a thing I haven't identified. Boop. Scroll of Summoning, which I cannot use under Aquaru, so we can go ahead and drop that. I've dropped a floor, and I hear a time-sensitive vault. Okay, I have the Scroll of Revelation. I've got 5 of them. I can go ahead and find that vault immediately. It's called a Wiz Lab, which has like a series of pre-described vaults, which are super interesting depending on which one you get. You tend to check your resistances very often. Let's get these guys so I don't come out on the other side in danger. Close this door. A magical portal to a wizard lab. We are in the Hall of the Hellbinders. This is like a demon vault. Yeah. I don't have any resist negative, which is bad. Depending on which guys show up here. I've been here once before, I think. Oh, scroll of requirement. Heck yes. Immediately pop that. And get an Evening Star of Protection. Okay, that's awesome. That's definitely what I'm going to get. A +6 Evening Star. It's probably not as good as my Freezing Whip because that has a damage brand. But if I can find another brand weapon scroll, I'm definitely going on that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get my... I've already got my mace skill up to 16, so that's where I want that to be. Okay, these guys can shoot damage, like unresistible 3d15 damage at me, so I have to kill this guy fast. And I did. This guy's like a boggart, so you gotta kill him fast too. And I did. Cool. Alright, so this is a good time for javelins, because these guys are just a bunch of dangerous guys. Actually, silver javelins are super effective against demons and undead, so great time to go use this stockpile of silver javelins I have. Let's go ahead and just equip them. Whoop. Elephants are super dangerous because they just hit hard. Throw my javelins at them. Back to boomerangs. Alright, cool. Heal up. Pick up my javelins. Probably gonna need them again. Honestly, that Evening Star, it's 50 damage versus 39? Might be better even with the freezing, actually. It is doing attacks every 0.3, so it's actually got 60% damage versus double damage. So if you think of the freezing brand as roughly plus 25% damage, round this up to 40, that's 50 damage a turn basically, and then double to 100 damage a aught. This is functionally plus 60% damage. That's 5 times 6, 30. This is basically 80 damage. So this is worse until I get a damaging enchantment on it, but it does give me 7 AC when I fight. But my AC is at 40, so I don't really need AC, so... Wait until I get a damage brand, is what I'm saying. It won't let me equip a different ring, though, because, like, slaying isn't nearly as good on it. This guy's got freaking hell misses on him. We're going up this, yeah. Alright, cool. Rust Devil. That guy corrodes me, but killed him fast enough it didn't matter. What's in this vault? Horger. Go figure, it's more demons. Well, bring them down to this little corner here. Go up, turn the corner. Healing potion, cool. Right, here's the in vault, which is usually where the most dangerous enemies are. Alright, bring that guy to me. That's a torment guy. Okay, so what we need to do... I need to haste. I need a heal while I'm hasting. I'm going to pop a leg potion so this guy can't torment me. So this guy has torment ability, which just... it halves your health, and you can't... I have no resistance to it, so... but if you turn to a tree, it doesn't work on you anymore. So this guy becomes a complete pushover if you are a tree. So I turn to a tree. This guy is not a pushover. We're going to finesse. I'm going to throw javelins at these guys while I'm buffed up before they can get close to me and abuse the fact that I am a tree. There you go, killed him. It's a Dreadlich. He's got a 61% chance to paralyze me, so I need to pop this Enlightenment Potion to get my will up. We're going to pop a Might Potion. We're going to throw Silver Javelins at that guy. This is a super in-game enemy, who you're very likely to see. I've lost my freaking sea invisibility because I lost my cloak. Ugh. Just trying to kill him. Do as much damage as I can here. I don't have a Quicksilver or anything, right? No. He's not going down as fast as I would have liked because he went invisible and I can't see invisible. I could have dueled him maybe. Let's kill this guy. Okay, so he's in front of his guy. Okay, I killed him. Whew. That was, oh god, no. Heal up. So this is like he always has a different name, but it's always called the Hellbinder. It's got Hurl Damnation. You can some degree. I have to kill this guy fast, but he's not super strong durability-wise, so maybe I can kill him with boomerangs. Before he summons a demon or something. This is the strength of throwing in action here. With all the Okawari buffs. Yeah, there we go. This is an artifact equipped, which is funny. The Majin Bow. It's a spellcaster artifact, though, so not really relevant to me. Kill this guy while I'm still a tree, because he can't torment me. Alright. Got out of there. This guy's still super annoying, but by himself, not a super threat. Back out. I'm gonna pick that up just because it's a unique artifact, kind of funny. Alright, here's the final vault, and he's got a cool amulet. That's actually a pretty cool amulet. And this is one of the best items in the game, Gel's Gravitamborine. Hard to describe, but like it sucks everyone into a specific area and then roots them in that place. Very good at dealing with lots of dangerous enemies. Manual of Summoning, so don't care about that. This was worth it for the Gravitamborine, to be honest. Anything else of note that I have? Nope. Alright. I did use a lot of resources there, but I don't get as much out of this vault as some people might. That's not a worthwhile artifact. Yeah, definitely not equipping this over my crystal plate. Okay, you just leave those on the floor there. Because I can't use the summoning scrolls because I'm a Okawara worshiper, but otherwise pretty fortuitous to get that that Gravitamborine. I can also drop this because I can't use it as Okawaru. Alright. There you go. Now let's go back up some stairs. Back to a much easier floor. Ooh, Death Knights. And Vault Warden Draugrs, which are just super zombies, basically. They can inflict doom on hit. Ugh. And he's got a distance attack, so we're going to go down some stairs instead of going upstairs. Let's fight these guys. I have been slowed by my item, but rested it off. Ooh, more Silver Javelins. Don't mind if I do. Very relevant against those Draugrs. Let's find another staircase up. Ooh! Gloves that do more damage when I hit things. Cool. Pretty relevant on my fast attacking situation. Ooh, a gun. Don't need guns on this character, but it's nice to see it. I'm definitely going to spend money on an unidentified artifact ring. I have big improvements I can make on my ring slots. And that is garbage. Okay, minus resist cold. That's not garbage. If I had like tons of resist cold, a bunch of EV and Dex would be cool, but I do not have much resist cold to spare, so unfortunately a bad ring for me. I wouldn't mind the evasion in the Dex, but let's go up these stairs because they have a little safer. There we go. That's where I got immediately. This is the spot I got shafted from earlier. Now I can clear out this level from a safer direction. When you see a bunch of like enemies all hasted that aren't normally hasted, it's usually a sign that this guy's around because Ironbound Beastmaster. Him being around just makes non-sapient creatures hasted, which makes them a lot more dangerous. And he can throw a bolus at you, which stops you from moving. Once again, with the slime creatures, you want to fight them out in the open so they can't stack up on one another. So you see I can't move, and he's got a ranged weapon. He's got a reach weapon, so I have to use my own ranged weapon to deal with him. And we're going to throw some silver javelins because that was a Draugr. I don't want to get doomed. There we go. This is all fairly standard enemies, just guys who hit. Back a little bit. Bunch of alarm traps here. That could be dangerous. Alright, heal up. Bookshop, short blades manual, don't need that, not doing short blades. There's a cloak with resist poison, resist negative, that's interesting. But, not worth getting. Skill priority and survive with caster characters. That's going to be an entire separate run. My idea is to show you like spellcasting on the next run. Generally speaking, it's run away and don't get into fights that you can't either run away from or use your mana for. Like, if you're going to run out of mana before you can kill all your enemies, you have to decide what you're doing, right? Because you have a limited supply of damage you can do on a spellcaster. Also, you have worse defenses because you can't get tons of AC from heavy armor. But you can usually get evasion instead. And there's Crit. This is like an undead-themed sub-level that then goes to the super end-game level called the Tomb, which we are not doing this run. This is an interesting little undead vault. With a stone giant in it, randomly? Okay. Stone giants are like super cyclopses. There's an artifact axe. Heavy. I don't like heavy, but two good resistances on a +8 axe is pretty interesting. I'm going to hold on to it, but I don't think I'm going to use it. Another axe, huh? Resist cold 2, fragile, +9 war axe. Wow. If these were broad axes, this would be so much nicer, but c'est la vie. Alright, so we've done Vaults 2. I go back down to Vaults 3, which I've already cleared. Or partially cleared. So, this is one of the more dangerous situations in the game. This guy has the ability called Word Recall. Recalls intelligent allies from elsewhere on the same level to the caster after a short delay. And I can't really get to him to kill him quickly, so I need to back up, buff up, and fight these guys through this doorway. There we go. My general advice when playing a spellcaster is get Freezing Cloud online, because that's like a good way to get a lot of damage without having to spend a lot of mana. But but you don't always get freezing cloud, so you have to make decisions based on your. Spellcasting is a lot harder to tell you how to play it because like it depends on which spells you get access to, right? The important thing with spellcasting is, I would say, find good spells that can carry you through the game, and then level them up to castability, which is like around 5-ish percentage, depending on the school. If it's summoning, you kind of want to get to 1%, because that's the worst miscast. But generally speaking, like around 5%, then you can start working on other things like defense. Manual of Dodging is really good, but I do not have 2,400 gold, so... Now we're almost at max armor. I'm just using all vaults to just get a ton of AC. Because like I said, each point of AC is worth so much. Wait, why is it only 0.4 now? It was 0.8 earlier. Whatever. We're so close, might as well get there. This is kind of the typical thing in Minotaur, is you get like you're so good at your weapons and your fighting and your armor, you kind of get those maxed out pretty easily. Alright, so Vaults 4. This is going to be the last level we go down in Vaults, because Vaults 5 is extremely difficult, and it's like got a trap in it. Might be able to show you the trap, actually, before we go, if I can tell you, like, this is why we're not going in here. Levels of stealth, not relevant. Alright, I got marked. You saw that little... A malevolence happens in the... A malevolent force fills the vaults. With a horrendous wail, an alarm goes off. You get marked. Run away. Go up a staircase when you get marked, so you don't have to have a million enemies from the rest of the level chasing you down. Then you go back down the same staircase, see if it's too bad. Do a little stair dance in here. Of course, this guy blocks the staircase. You want to kill him, but I'm pretty sure. Okay, I've maxed out armor, so I can't get any more AC than what I got right now. So we're doing good there. So what's left? Let's get throwing up to 16 so that my javelins are min delay. If you right-click your javelin, you can tell it gets your minimum delay on your javelin is at 16. 12 is a good place to stop because it's the min delay on your boomerangs, and it gets your javelins down to below 1. But now that we're much stronger, we want our javelins to be doing better. And I mentioned in the previous run, like, leveling throwing increases damage significantly more than leveling your melee weapon. So it's kind of like a really good use of your skill points if you have a lot of throwing weapons lying around. And I kind of do. Could use more boomerangs still. At this point, it's just fighting and shields and dodging, really. Maybe a little bit more in my melee weapon eventually, especially once I get my Evening Star online. Alright, a lot of guys here. I'm gonna buff up here. Amulet of Dissipation, I'm already wearing a better Amulet of Dissipation, right? So I don't really ever need that. Double check, yeah. So go ahead and drop that. Right, where is it? I'm going crazy. Alright, this inventory is way too cluttered. Let's drop some stuff. I'm never using you, so we can drop you. I'm not actually using these, I thought they were cool. There it is, Amulet of Dissipation, don't need it. Alright. A little clear out of my inventory there. You have no limit on your inventory in the modern version of the game, which is a change they literally just made to this version, which came out like a couple weeks ago, but... It's nice, but also your inventory still gets kind of crowded just from, like, a usability perspective rather than a limitation perspective. Alright. Alright, so I'm going to show you why you almost always finish Vaults 4 and then do not go down Vaults 5. So Vaults 5 is the final level, it's where the rune's located, and it's super dangerous. And if I'm lucky, I'm going to go down and show you that there's a giant trap. This happens every time on every version of Vaults 5. You go down, there's a million assholes waiting to kill you, and it's a giant level filled with an absurd amount of enemies. And it's an almost impossible thing to take on at the level of strength you are when you finish Vaults 4. So I'm just going to go back up the stairs, so they can't fight me. And now I've alerted that entire area, but that's going to happen anyhow. So there's two ways generally you handle Vaults 5, is you go down one of these escape hatches, which drop you on a random spot on the floor, so you're not getting caught in that trap. Or you can click a teleport scroll, and then go down. And then randomly teleport somewhere, which is kind of the same as using the hatch. Also, you can just be so strong it doesn't matter, but that doesn't happen very often. I've got another requirement scroll. Let's use that. I've never used that battle axe. I'm never using that staff. I've got resist poison on something I like. So I guess it's just gold. Because there are some items I could buy with that gold. Alright, so that's vaults. And we got like 10 more minutes. So here's the point in the game where you have to make a decision. You've cleared your S branches, you've cleared the dungeon, you've cleared all the vaults you're going to clear because you're not going down to Vaults 5. You can't go down the slime because it's too dangerous. So you have like 2 options, or maybe 3 depending on your build. You can either go to Elven Halls, which is usually the next step because Elven Halls has a lot of loot at the end of it, though it is very dangerous. And then you can go, or you can go to Depths, which is like a, I can even show you. So at the end of dungeon, there's this place called Depths, which is like the final zone, the final few zones before you get to the final dungeon. It's like it's just super dungeon, like we're in the dungeon now, it's like the super dungeon basically. And there's lots of dangerous enemies there, a lot of XP too. It depends on what you're capable of handling. So Elf has lots of guys who shoot you with elemental damage and shoot you with range damage and can blast you with dangerous spells for lots of untyped damage and can check your willpower resistances and such. I'm pretty solid at that right now. So I've got good fire, cold, I got electricity set up. Corrosion doesn't really matter in Elf. I got good willpower. So I'm a character who's probably going to go to Elf and take out that area, get a lot of XP, find some gear, and then do Depths instead of Depths than Elf. You can also go to Crypt. Crypt's good if you have a lot of money because there's a shop at the end that has like really cool gear for a lot of money. But I don't have a whole lot of money, so that's not relevant for me. So when we come back next time, we're probably going to do Elf. As a matter of fact, I'll press Control L and go to it's called Elven Halls, not Elf, but like the nomenclature is just calling it Elf. And I can probably clear the first floor of Elf in these 5 minutes I got left. This is pretty common in Elf. There's a trap at the beginning, but these are all elemental damage guys. So yeah, I think you can kind of clear Elf 1. Elf 1 and Elf 2 aren't super dangerous. Elf 3 is very dangerous because that's where all the specialty elves are. Oh, there's Wiglaf! I love Wiglaf. This guy always carries an artifact hat. So I'm going to back up. He's very dangerous, but I'm a character who can only equip hats. I can't equip helmets. That's very intriguing for me. Kill this guy quickly. He can shoot this thing called a Hellfire Mortar, which is like really dangerous and does a lot of damage, but I can take it and kill him. Go back around this corner so it can't shoot me. Kill this guy. And now, let's check out that hat. Okay, so if I had... I mean, that's a pretty good hat. It's plus 4 AC compared to a plus 2 I can only get from a regular hat, and plus 3 strength is nothing to scoff at. Or, sorry, plus 4 strength. So if you look at my damage on my weapon, it's 40, and if I equip this hat... Hold on, there's an enemy here. Hold on. Let's back up a little bit. Get somewhere I can safely change gear. Alright, so... in this little corner here. So, it's 40 damage without the hat, and if I equip the hat, it goes up to 42 damage. So plus 2 damage, that's like a plus 2 Ring of Sling, right? But if you check a higher damage weapon, like this Evening Star, it goes from 51 to 54, so plus 3 damage, so even higher damage on that. So strength scales better with higher base damage weapons. Pretty nifty hat, and I've got 3 willpower, which is pretty good. It's probably worth the damage, if I'm being honest. Not an elf, though. Elf is willpower heavy. It's like, there's just a bunch of like specialty elves who can like paralyze you or whatever. So clear elf 1. I guess I can clear this level in 5 minutes pretty quickly because I'm well suited to killing elf. And that's like the usual place you will go, but not always. Like if you don't have good resistances, but you're like a real strong tank, you can kind of do a lot of depths a little more easily. Think of Sprite Elf? Yeah, right. There was a special elf there, Death Magic Elf, but elf becomes dangerous if there's multiple special elves, not one special elf, and multiple is where you find 3. Heck, I did that in 2 minutes. I think I can clear elf 2 in, like I said, I'm leaving at 5 my time, 6 Eastern. Oh, these are some of the more dangerous enemies than elves. These are elementals. Even if you have electricity resistance, when they hit you, they automatically paralyze you, so you want to kill them fast. There's also these things called dancing weapons, which hit really hard and fast but have low HP, so if you can do good non-magical damage to them quickly, or non-elemental damage to them quickly, they go down pretty fast. There's always a place in L2 called the Hall of Blades. It used to be its own little mini-level, but they kind of just made it a little closed-off section. And you'll see it, there's going to be rune doors. And it's nice because there's always a couple of rare weapons there, and there's always like enchant and brand weapons scrolls in there, which I actually really need. Here's Asriel. He's another guy who shoots damnation at you, which is annoying. He doesn't care about his dogs, but you know, I can kill him pretty quickly. That guy actually almost killed me in my previous run before I actually died. All right, there's Elf 2. You can see, like, when you're not like explaining the game and slowing down and talking about it, you can kind of clear these levels super fast if you're decently strong on a melee character. All right, so here's the Hall of Blades, held off by a rune translucent gate. There's going to be a ton of dancing weapons in here, usually with brands. So you got to be careful because some might be distortion brands, but the game will tell you. These guys are kind of weak to throwing because throwing is a lot of fast, high damage. Oh, here's the Lodge Tango Distortion, exactly what I was saying. So I'm going to throw weapons at. I'm going to use my throwing against him. Because throwing does a lot of damage and is untyped. It's just physical damage, which is good against these guys. I really want to find a brand weapon scroll so I can enchant up this Evening Star. Alright, so I've got my throwing up to where I want it to be, so let's get some... Honestly, the best thing currently is fighting. Maybe a couple more points in maces, just because it's really cheap. Let's get fighting up to max, though, because like that's really the next important thing. I might increase my shields if I find a good power shield, the super big shields, but I haven't found one yet. So here's one of the rare weapons, an Executioner's Axe. But I killed it pretty quickly. Sundering Axe, very cool. If I was doing two-handed weapons instead with a shield, that axe would be pretty good. See, there's some enchant weapon scrolls. Alright. Oh, there's no guaranteed brand weapon scrolls, only enchant. Alright, well, I didn't get a brand weapon scroll. That sucks. Well, here's hoping. I'm holding out. But I did get enchant weapon scrolls, which are good because I can either put it on this Evening Star or this whip at some point. Which will get me up to +9, which is the maximum enchant that you can get on a regular weapon. Alrighty, so I did clear out the first 2 levels of Elf. We'll do Elf 3 when I get back, which is kind of stupid because it's immediately going to a dangerous place when I don't have my head in the game, but hey, that's how it is, right? That'll be next Saturday, presumably, if I do another Friday stream. I should be back. I may not be back on Monday. I have to do some home repair stuff. So it might be Tuesday I do my next stream, but then I'll do Tuesday and Wednesday back-to-back. So I'm probably not going to be here Monday, but I will be back on Tuesday at my regular time. Thanks for stopping by, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the crawl experience. I got a lot further on this character, despite it being much worse, which is the crawl experience. See y'all next time. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.